Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday evening edition of the Gaming After Dark podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. It's Snoof Nukem. I'm in the room, and I have got a dynamite show loaded for you tonight. Not only is our original podcast members back and ready to go tonight, but we've got a fantastic guest who is all decked out in the Star Wars swag because it is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That's going to be one of our topics tonight as we go down memory lane and talk about some of our earliest memories of Star Wars, some of our favorite games, our favorite movies, so on and so forth. We got some great topics as well. But before we get into that, let's catch up with my amazing panel. The man who brings the common back to sense, brings the energy each and every week. It is the one, the only Titan Drago.
What's up, everyone? This podcast will always, from now on, be brought to you by the one and only G Fuel, okay? If you haven't tried it yet, stop frauding. All right, the flavor of this week is sour phaseberry. It's one of my, top tier flavors, and I highly recommend it. All right, sour phaseberry. But other than that, we're going to put it out on Twitter this week. And if you would like to join the podcast and, be on the podcast with us, we'll kind of put you in front of the line. If you respond to the tweet, I'll have Noof put out in the week. And if you want to go in Drago's corner with me, we will go ahead and set that up. We've had a few requests so far. So when we put that out, just let us know, and we'll see if we can't get anything going.
That's right. And all this time, I thought that sour look on your face wasn't caused by G Fuel. I thought it was about the G string you got way up your bum.
I was getting beat in my own corner.
Shout out to the chat. And Papa Woody, he put quite the graphic out on Twitter for us tonight. Last week, we had an interesting conversation about fleshlights. Titan Drago did not exactly know what that was, but now he does. And I think he regrets ever mentioning it. So. All right, and also catching up with our other outstanding panel member, a man who is sore from head to toe from lifting all those teraflops. It's the middle-aged game guy.
Yeah, well, good evening, Noof. Good evening, chat, and good evening, panel. Fastback Titan, guys, everybody. We are going to have a great show tonight, and no, I'm not sore from the workout. I'm sore from the constant beating that I've been laying out on Titan week after week after week. I'm getting tired. I need someone else to take the mantle for once. So, when people get out on Twitter this week, come on, man. I want to see some challenges out there. I want it to be just like the original Rocky movie. When what's his name there was going through the book, and Apollo Creed's going through the book, and he goes, "The Italian Stallion." I like that name. And I want to see someone else. I want to see that contender come up from the ranks and come in here and beat the crap out of Titan for me to watch and for my pleasure. But anyways, guys, enough of that. We got a great show. We got some great topics tonight. Let's get right into the show.
That's right. Tony Baloney is getting rather tired of having to take on Titan Drago each and every week. And Tony Baloney even said that all the Viagra in the world, he still can't keep it up each and every week. Okay?
I'm wearing them out, man. I'm wearing them out. I'm like Rocky, I go deep in the rounds, and I got him so weak he can't even lift 10 teraflops right now.
Yeah. Yes. He's going to need a variable refreshing rate after this one. That's for sure.
The doctor is sticking to his story that I was robbed too. Thank you, doctor.
No, Arnold was robbed, but I don't know about the rest of you.
We all bitch about being robbed.
Joining us, making his first ever appearance on Gaming After Dark, hailing from the original Next Level Gaming podcast on Thursday evenings, we have the one, the only Fastback 6768. Welcome to the show, Fastback. Glad you could be here, brother.
What's up, brothers? Appreciate the invite. Long-time fan. Been following you for a long time, Noof, and got a hell of a show here. It's probably the funniest show and gaming realm, podcast realm, I guess. So, yeah, it's awesome to be here. And
hey, man, we appreciate that.
May the 4th be with you. As Yoda would say, "Ooh, dark after gaming it is." Don't have to do a voiceover again. I ain't that good at it.
Man, you got the get up. I love it, man.
I haven't had enough to drink. I got my Star Wars cup and all that shit. So
I love the shirt.
Got to play it out. Yeah. I'm looking for my other shirt. I got a favorite shirt where it has like all the spaceships that spell out Star Wars. I couldn't find that shit.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, we had quite the laugh on the weekend because we were doing the community game night and we were talking about I don't know whatever it was, and it came up, and I said something of the Imperial March, and then we started, and I came up with the words. I was like, dun, 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 dropping turds, dropping turds, dun, 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 dropping turds, dropping turds, and everybody was laughing to kill themselves, and we were all singing it in unison throughout the friggin' community game night. It was absolutely hilarious. It was one of those moments you just had to be there. It was crazy. Let's catch up with the chat really, really quick. We got a super chat already. It's from the one, the only, but let's get into it. Timothy Dixon is in the house. Doggy Dog is with us as well. Draven Arrow is here. What is going on, guys? Who else we got coming up in here? We got, yes, the Boogeyman is in the house tonight. HTK 360, our brother's in there. There you go. Some support. I don't know. Looks familiar. We got Papa Woody is here. Titan Drago's going to have a bone with Papa Woody. Maybe he'll have to challenge him for sure. Something will be popping. Casket Repairs in the house. What's happening on? G-Bone 117. Bell Airy. What's going on, Bell Airy? Glad you could be here. Scrolling the line. Spider-Man 356. It wouldn't be quite the show if he wasn't here, and he is in the house once again. Our classic favorite, the one that I have to introduce over to. I got to let Meg say it. He's in the chat.
Whoa, Joe Dunmore.
There you go. Joe Dunmore is there.
He's here.
He is here. He's ready to go. Hey, the one, the only Prophet is here again this week. Yes, he was a great guest on our show last week. Prophet, glad to have you here, man, and thanks for coming out and supporting us once again. Scrolling down through Assassin Lupa, the ladies in the house meet Assassin who been killing some levels in the game. It Takes Two. Unbelievable game. What an experience that thing is. Holy Toledo. The Doctor's in the house. So you know there's going to be a little trench play at some point, I'm sure. Probably another anal question. Oh my God. We got, hey, look who's back. Dr. Dinglenuts here. What's going on?
Hey, welcome back, Doctor.
We got lots of doctors in here. We're in good company. All right, Caper Grant, what's going on, Caper? Kyle Amato was in the house. What's going on? Man, the list is getting long here now. All right, Monster 530 is in the house. Pong Soul, the brother Pong Soul is here. What's happening, Pong? Glad you can make it. Doggy Dog drops $1.99. It says Gad is on fire. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Crazy Greek Dude is in the house. All right, we got the list of who's who up in here right now. All right, yes, I think I've just about caught up with everybody here. Brian Buccelli, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. There we go. All right, now that we're caught up, let's get the show on the road. Starting off with a little article that just kind of popped and kind of came out of a little bit of a surprise to me. And that is that PlayStation, Sony, doing a partnership now with Discord. We heard the rumblings and the rumors a few weeks back that Discord might be up for sale and that Microsoft was heavily invested and certainly looking at an acquisition upwards of the $10 billion range, or at least that's what we heard. Whether that's true or not, who the hell knows? But anything is possible these days. It's absolutely crazy how much some of these chat platforms and social media outlets, or whatever you want to call them, kind of grow. Discord is certainly one of the biggest ones on the go right now. A lot of people are very familiar with it. Some people use it religiously to keep in contact with all things that are happening in the gaming world. Cerebral Paul is in the house, and Pure Flack Monkey here as well. What's going on, guys? So yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think about it? What do you think it means for PlayStation? Is it a good deal? Maybe obviously PlayStation, or what do you call it? Discord sort of backed off, kind of said they're going to remain sort of still semi-independent, at least for now. Perhaps we'll just strive on the partnership. So what do you guys think it means? Anybody can take the floor on this one. How about, or if you got more insight on this?
Just real quick, I don't understand this interest in Discord. I think it's kind of disgusting to me. I'm glad Microsoft. Remember, we had this discussion. I did not want Microsoft to acquire them. I'm so glad they didn't. I don't see the possible return value even on this, especially since. Well, first of all, I think Discord. I think they're the biggest morons ever. I saw the number 12 billion being tossed around a lot. I don't know if that's factual or not, but I mean, from the sources, I'm going to say it's either 12 billion or around that area that was offered to them by Microsoft, and they turned it down. Like, what the fuck? If Microsoft offers you 1 billion in your Discord, you need to sell your ass off. What the fuck? How much money are they fucking making year over year? Billion? You're not a $1 billion company. You fucking sell that shit. Like, how long has Discord even been around for? Do you guys even?
But I mean, they have like
long. 10 years now, I'm sure.
But 10 years that long?
Hang on, Titan. Though. They've got 150 million people concurrent users every month, though. I mean, that's pretty major traffic.
Yeah, they got an established social network for gaming.
That's pretty crazy. But, Titan's right, though. Titan is right. $10 billion. It was 10, I believe. I'd be on a beach right now, okay, sipping on a Mai Tai on my own private beach to stay away from everybody because of COVID, okay? That's what I'd be doing right now. $10 billion and you turn it down. And they're like, oh, we just want to weigh our options.
Yeah,
I'm like, why?
What the fuck options?
What options? And then
are you even considering selling if you're going to turn down 10, 12 billion with a B?
Yeah. Yep, they could all walk away billionaires, literally. Right? Whoever's running the show. And then, sprinkle it down to all the employees across the, and then of course Microsoft would take up the mantle, so you wouldn't be losing the concurrent users. But anyways, they made a minority purchase deal with Sony. And then that'll probably benefit Sony in the future. I mean, if they integrate it with the PS5, why not?
It's been
right?
more.
I mean, it's
more
a good
sprinkle
move
than Papa Woody's flashlight picture.
I don't know. I think it's a good move on Sony's part. I mean, Sony kind of swooped in there, but I mean, a minority.
Let me know, because I have no idea about this. All I know about Discord is that it's huge in the PC world and that they love to communicate using it. Every time I fucking used the shit, it was trash. It bogs your computer down. It literally like crashed my old PC. I couldn't stand it. I remember when we were on Salty's podcast, years ago. He switched to that junk. I hated it. I could not stand it. I don't know how anyone loves it.
I actually did the Crossfire podcast with Mooch 2 weeks ago, and he uses Discord, and I had no issue with it. However, I find it to be not as social. You know what I mean? Like it has like a chat room, so to speak, or whatever. And I couldn't, and that's it. And it was just my name there. There was nothing going on. And there was stuff going on his screen, right? But I couldn't see like who was talking, what was going on. I was almost like I was talking and podcasting in the pitch black, right? So it was like, I'm trying to listen to the voices. You know what I mean? Because some of the guys I didn't know as well and whatever. Obviously, I know Brap. Obviously, I know Xbot448. And obviously, I know Mooch. Sounds like me. But anyways, the point is, the other guys, I'm sitting there going, who's talking? What's going on? Who's talking? And I was scared to death to click on something else in case I booted myself out of the Discord party, right? Because I don't use it. So it was really fucking confusing to me. Anyways, that's the way I saw it.
Weird part to me.
Hey, man, all power to them. If they think it's going to benefit the PS5, go ahead. I mean, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, it's a mistake to turn down that kind of money from Microsoft.
Well, I think this thing has been in work for a couple of years, though, right? I mean, I saw something somewhere about that, and hasn't Xbox already been kind of integrated? Like you can link up your gamer tag with Discord and all that.
Yes, you can.
Is that the same with PlayStation, or is this something else going on that they're making a deal with? I don't know.
I'm not going to fraud myself and say that I know, because I actually don't know if they integrate with the PlayStation. But maybe that's why they made this move. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. I mean, like I said, I don't use it, so my knowledge on it is pretty sparse. So, but I mean, I know that people on Xbox use it. I know people on PC use it. I don't know why. Like, I mean, what the hell's the point? I mean, the Xbox live parties are just fine. Yeah, and they're so easy to navigate and so easy to utilize. Like, why the hell would you like go? I don't know. I don't get it.
It's got to be something to do with the communication with PC. All right, and that like you can communicate with PC. I do it all the time. Remember, No Handed Gamer. Like there's a app on the PC, an Xbox app. They load it up and they can join Xbox Live parties. I don't know why they need this or why you would want this, especially why would you like whatever traffic. What do you got, Doof? Other than traffic,
I can't weigh in a lot because I don't know all the details. And I guess the second part of the equation is I don't really know. I mean, I've used Discord a few times. I've obviously been in podcasts going through the chat and stuff. And I don't even know what the hell, like, I guess I just don't understand it enough. So I don't understand what the big catch is. I mean, someone, I guess, who uses Discord and is well versed in it would probably have a better idea of why this is such a big thing. I'm assuming it's just because, like I said, it's like the Facebook for gaming, essentially. Like gamers don't really interact that much through Facebook. A lot of it's on it's like a social networking through this Discord app. So that's everything from like links to the podcasts and things to their Twitch channels and stuff that's going on and sharing links. So it's a big integrated community where essentially, I guess what you could say is it's a big billboard. And I'm guessing at the end of the day, no matter which company invests in it, it looks like a big dollar sign to them. There's a great chance to put advertising in there that subsidize different things. And like I said, if you're on it all the time and then all of a sudden you start seeing logos and various ads popping up throughout Discord, with PlayStation or whatever, like I guess that's what they're going for. I guess that's as much as I can weigh in on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like that'd be the only the traffic. Whenever you have traffic, you're gonna have advertisements along the line somewhere. So that's where they're going with that. But my thing is why would you introduce more ads to an Xbox ecosystem or a PlayStation ecosystem for that matter? Because that's what you're really introducing when you're working with this Discord. Not only does it run like trash on PC where its home is, right? How's it going to run on consoles then? The PS5 can't even fucking run Returnal.
Yeah,
it's gonna run that too. It's gonna. Oh my god! Right? The thing
call fire department.
The thing is, it does not want to be turned off on the PC.
It's true.
It wants every time I turn on for life.
Yep. Every time I turn on my fucking PC to do this show or I do Boom Show on Mondays, whatever, or anything else, fucking Discord just loads up. And no matter what I do, I mean, maybe somebody in the chat could help me out. Like Cerebral Paul, I know uses it and stuff. Anybody can help me out. Turn this fucking thing off. Every time I turn it on, loading Discord, updating Discord. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I used it once.
I always get an error message every time I load up, and I don't know what the hell. I try to uninstall it, reinstall it,
and that shit's got more updates than Call of Duty.
Well,
oh my god! Yeah. Every time I boot it up.
Who on this panel, Fastback, who uses it? Like, who uses it religiously? Is it that's
Indie Gamer? He uses it for his podcast. So he gets us in there, and I mean, it works fine, But then but then of course he uses OBS, so I think you can see who's talking the way he sets it up. I don't know, like Mag was saying, but it works fine that way. But other than that, like me and Mike, we talked about it, and he's like, he has no interest in using Discord for energy podcasts. So
some hardcore PC gamer out there is I'm really pissing him off, and I'm sorry, dude. I just know I just don't know that much about it. Like Noof doesn't. We're very open about this. Here
we go.
But you know what? I think we can all say this safely. We do not want that trash in the console world. I don't. Would you guys agree? You guys on the same boat as me?
Yeah, I wouldn't care either way as long as it doesn't interfere. But
if it's an option,
I'm not gonna. If it's an option, whatever. But I'm not gonna use it. But Dreadpool, by the way, shout out to Dreadpool. He actually has a solution for me about to turn it off.
Turn it off.
And there's that, and then there was something else. Oh, he was also saying that it's actually just a private. It's just a private chat network. That's what people use, so that they're not. You know what I mean? They're not being
like they have their
listened to.
Xbox Live fucking party chat.
Which they're still being listened to anyway, okay? Because everything you do, okay? I'm at work, and all of a sudden my Bixby on my phone goes off, and I'm like, asshole, stop listening to me. And I'm sitting there at work yelling about pants or something, right? And all of a sudden I get, Slacks advertisements showing up on my Facebook. Trust me, they're listening to everything. Discord included. Ain't nothing private.
That's right.
Mike said in chat, he was like, why would Microsoft pay more for Discord than they did Bethesda? Think about that. $7 billion, and they would have paid $10-12 billion for Discord.
Well, think about this, Fastback. They also paid $20 billion for voice recognition technology last month.
Yeah, so it's like they don't really need what Discord offers.
I'm telling you, that's the biggest money saver that Microsoft doesn't even know they made. They saved.
It's okay. They can buy WB with it now.
Right.
Fastback, you better watch what you say about pants, because next thing you know, you'll be nicknamed Corduroy Chris. Corduroy pants, setting the world on fire.
Oh man, those things are great.
Corduroy pants.
I remember wearing. I think I wore corduroy jeans to go watch the first Star Wars movie, but shit, that's a long time ago.
That's what that noise is in the theater when you move.
I always love the sound of that shit, eh? The
Yeah,
corduroy
fuck
pants
yeah.
when you're a kid. I love that. I was like, zip, 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 zip. I don't know why that just came. As soon as you mentioned it, it just like memories of being in like 6th grade.
Oh yeah, every bit of lint, lint coming off you.
Yeah, listening to Duran Duran. Anyways,
yeah, like Paul in the chat's like, I never seen ads on Discord, but you will. That's the thing, man. When these guys start paying big heavy bucks for that shit, there's going to be ads. There's going to be something tied into it. They're not paying for that much money and not getting some major benefit of it somewhere. They're going to have something in there, that's going to be tied in. I just don't know the full. And I guess Prophet's mad at you there, Titan. You must have said something to set him off there.
I'm sorry, Prophet.
Yeah, Prophet's the big PC man. He was on our show last week. We got some super chats coming in, and we got this one. Looks like €5 coming in from Gbone117. Mr. Gary, love the show, guys. Have a good one. Now put the cookie down. All right, I guess he wants
One
me to
app
say
to
it like
talk,
that.
Prophet. I'm gonna sit in my Xbox Live party chat. You're gonna get on your PC, open up Xbox app, and fucking join the party. One app.
Well, he wants PlayStation in there too.
Yes.
He wants everybody and Switch. 'Cause Switch needs it more than anybody else, right?
That's funny. The Switch would.
Yeah.
Now it should go to the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no
Switch
answer.
would take an hour to load up with that fucking thing in the background.
I could actually see it being useful on the Switch because they have no answer for that.
No.
Well, absolutely. The doctor is in the house, dropping $2 in the super chat. May the 4th be with you. Favorite Star Wars toy collectible. Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a little bit, actually. Like I said, we're going to talk about our Star Wars memory when we get to that particular topic, which is, well, I guess it is coming up right now. If we're all done with the Discord thing, we will move into the Star Wars topic. This should be a real fun one. Are we good?
Let's get to the light and dark side.
So.
man.
Why not?
All right, let's catch up with the chat real quick because, hey, look, is in the chat, the original Next Level Gaming, Mr. Mike Mullins. What's going on,
Hey, Mike. What's up?
We got Axel1324, my co-host from Good Morning Xbox. I can't wait to talk about that a little bit as we end the show. Infinite is in the house. What's going on, Infinite? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Royal Boyle, what's happening, Royal? Good to see you, sir.
Yo, B.
Safety is here. Blue Moon FC, RGV, or RG Viper X. What's happening? We got Jack Chaos in the house. What's going on, guys? Crispy Rambo, Cerebral Paul, Pure Flag Monkey, Assassin Lupus here. Fun Speculation. Our good brother Mav is in the house. What's happening, Mav? How you doing? Yeah, great crew already, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. All right.
I see the original Next Level Gaming has not shortened his name yet.
No, he has not. Tony Baloney's not pleased. No, I told him to change it to Mike Mullet. I thought it sounded funnier.
Yes. I did too. That was great. I love how Mag plays on the names every week. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. I'll still be laughing forever to fucking you ragged out Yobi for that fucking munching on the bag of chips or whatever.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That will live on in infamy just like the live on air fart. Those two things I think will go down in YouTube history. The fucking pastrami sandwich and the fart. I don't know which one was funnier.
All you hear is Yobi.
But the funny part was the chat.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, the chat's going, who the fuck is eating nachos? And then they were all listing all these different food items. It was getting funnier and funnier. And then I was just like, that's when New finally was like, is somebody eating?
Of course, Yobi with that slick voice of his, yo, my brother, what up, eating something? I can't even do his impression, but yeah, it's so funny. That shit. Expert, what's happening on, man? How's it going? So Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. Indeed, I know many of us are Star Wars fans. In the chat, I'd love to know, if you're a Star Wars fan, type 1 in the chat. If you're not a Star Wars fan at all, type 2 in the chat. I'm just curious to know how many people like Star Wars or could give a crap about it. Yes, Yobi's a great guy. Good stuff. So 1 in the chat if you love Star Wars. 2 if not. I'd say there's a lot more people that like Star Wars and don't like it. So, and hey, I got to give a shout to Fastback there. He's got a cat as well. Yeah, the cats are living large in our households. It looks like good stuff.
Right up Star Wars. Look,
he's right.
Comes out.
He's right in the screen. Look at that. What's his name? Yoda.
Actually, this one named Celine after like the Mustang Celine edition.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's
Nice.
funny? But then people tell me saline, like you name your cat after the eye drop. You know the saline. I'm like, no,
Like a saline solution.
saline.
It makes my eyes water. Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
ones in the chat as I figured. Yeah, Star Wars or Star Trek. That's always a great debate, right? For me, it's easily Star Wars.
I love them both equally.
Yeah.
I swear to
Yeah.
God, I love them both equally.
Yeah, I love them both.
Yeah.
You
But
just
my
Jago-
gotta-
dog's name is
Huh?
Chewbacca, by the way.
Jay will
Really?
be in here now in a second. He'll be blaspheming. Hey, you guys, I like the Star Trek better than that. Just kidding with you, Jago. Jago's awesome. Hey, what's going on? Death the Kid, what's going on, man? Glad you can be here. Yeah, so let's start out and let's let Fastback have at it first since he's the guest tonight and he's got the amazing Star Wars shirt on. Of course, I brought up my Stormtrooper helmet earlier. It's a little hard to talk and breathe in that damn thing at the same time. Casket Repair said no. Casket Repair said earlier in the chat, he said, no wonder, Noof, you never hit anything. There you go. Now we know why. I wear that during sex. I never hit anything at all. All right. So first of all, let's just talk about your earliest Star Wars memory, going way back. I mean, the first memory you have of Star Wars, seeing it, was it a movie? Was it a game? Was it a toy? That sort of thing. And then we're gonna go down what's your favorite movie? What was your worst one of the series? Your favorite, maybe your toy, your favorite video game, on your worst video game, that sort of thing. So start off with your earliest memory.
What's funny is that I got a couple of getting hurt going along with Star Wars. So when the first Star Wars came out, we were getting ready. I remember my mom getting dressed. We were in the bathroom and she was, getting ready. We were going to go see Star Wars at the drive-in theater. And I remember that. But I remember slipping off a step and hitting my two front teeth on the sink, right? The night we were going to go see Star Wars. We still went to go see Star Wars. But then I don't know, next day or whatever, I remember going to the dentist and my dad was stationed in the Air Force, and of course what they do, they pull my two front teeth. So and then another time I remember we were going to go to the store, the toy store, look at some Star Wars stuff, and I remember my mom was driving, I was in the back seat, and I guess I didn't close the door right away, and so somehow I fell out of the damn car, and then I got up real quick trying to run to my mom in the car, and then finally somebody flagged her down. But those are my earliest memories of something bad happening. Trying to go, do something with Star Wars. But yeah, I always remember that. But Star Wars was huge. Me and my brother, we couldn't afford the toys, so I think they had them on 5-finger discount. My brother, so that's the only way we got our Star Wars toys. But no, yeah. So that's the oldest memory. I can't remember how old. When Star Wars the movie came out. When was it 76?
77.
77. So yeah, I was 3 years old then. Yeah.
Hot damn. So tell us about the first Star Wars video game you can remember playing.
Maybe the arcade one. The one, the one that the where you're playing on the X-wing on the Death Star, the old school one with you got the
kind of like the vector graphics or whatever.
Yeah, and I think I remember that was probably the first, and maybe I don't remember on the Atari, but maybe on NES, the Super Star Wars or something like that. I remember that one.
Jesus, Paul was 10 years old back in 1977. How fucking old are you, Paul?
older than me. I mean, Star Wars was huge for us. Yeah, so yeah, I believe the NES, the arcade one, and then the NES one were the earliest ones that I remember.
Right. And what was your favorite overall, between obviously starting out and today's games? I saw a list today where the two Battlefronts are number one.
Yeah.
The new Battlefronts. I think Battlefront was the top selling Star Wars game, and I think Battlefront 2 was at number 3, I think, on that list.
Mine is KOTOR, the first one.
No, that one was not on the list.
That's on my list. I think, yeah, I mean, that's my favorite of all time. And I hope the rumors are true that they're doing a remaster.
Yeah.
So, and and of course, we've always wanted a KOTOR 3, but who knows how that's going to play out. now that we got a new canon and shit. So
Someone's
remake is
making it. I
happening.
can feel it. I can feel it with the force. Someone's making KOTOR 3 right now.
Yeah, the remake of the original is happening, and it's
Yeah.
and it's not a remaster; it's a full remake.
okay.
Yeah, and that
Nice.
is confirmed. I'm gonna, while I'm not
Yeah.
speaking, I'm gonna look it up and see who's making it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Microsoft has, that came out recently about Microsoft building a Star Wars franchise first-party game.
Okay.
yeah, I saw that.
So I'm not sure if they're going with Star Wars 1313 or a completely new story, but either one I would be down for. I don't care.
So Fastback, how about perhaps one of the worst Star Wars games you've ever played? Something that you just Yeah, one. Maybe you never played one that was really bad, but I'm pretty sure everybody got a few that they could rather forget.
I don't know. I guess the one that came out on the Wii, I could be wrong. Remember that one was the
Force Unleashed?
No, it wasn't Force Unleashed. It was kind of like the motion, like you're a Jedi. It was kind of like I don't know if it was on the Kinect also, but you can use a controller. You can hook up a lightsaber deal to it and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, I played it with my nephew, but that was probably the worst.
I think I have an idea what you're talking about. It's just kind of vague in my memory right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't really that great of a game. I can remember, but no, I mean, another favorite of mine was on the Nintendo 64, Shadows of Empire.
Yeah, with the launch title. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dash Render, was that his name? Dash Render.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Han Solo kind of knockoff kind of deal.
Yeah, he had a Millennium Falcon type. Shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was kind of cool for back in his day, and that's when 3D games were still a little rough around the edges. Absolutely, good stuff right there. How about who's your favorite character from the Star Wars universe?
Shit. Because I've read a lot of the books.
That's cool. Drop it. There are lots of people in the chat who probably read every book just like you. So
I guess over the years, of course, it's easy to say Mandalorian, because that's recent and all that, or Boba Fett. But I would say after reading all the books that they didn't make canon, I would say Luke.
Okay.
And then especially after how we saw him come out in the Mandalorian.
Yep. That was awesome.
Luke is a badass in the books, and then what they showed him in the Mandalorian, they didn't do him justice in the sequel. So
yeah.
No, I definitely agree with you right there. Cool stuff. All right, I think I've covered the gauntlet there. So let's get over to the panel and let's go with Titan Drug was chomping at the bit. How about you, Titan? Earliest Star Wars memories?
Yeah, you know what? Instead of my earliest memories, I want to talk quickly about the memories that will never leave me.
Yeah, do it.
The straight up implanted in my brain for life. And you know what? One of them was I was one of the first people to go visit a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland.
Nice.
Freaking amazing, man. They only let so many people in during that first wave. It was the first couple months, I think. They only let so many people in at a time because they knew it was just going to be madness. So I will always remember the blue milk, freaking amazing, as well as the decent green milk. The problem with the green milk was it tasted like wildflowers or something were mashed up into it. So I don't know if you the taste of the hint of wildflowers in your drink, but the blue milk was priceless. And oh my God, I could drink so much of that stuff. And I don't know how healthy that would be for me, but I'd still drink it. If they sold it wholesale, they need to do that. But the Millennium Falcon ride, that was my number one favorite ride of all time. Nothing will even come close because it's like a video game and a ride at the same time. And you control it. Even though I swear, because I get motion sickness, I swear my wife was trying to give me motion sickness. She's the pilot one. And if you haven't done it, there's two pilots and you got to kind of work together to steer it effectively. And if you don't work together well, you're just all over the place, man. You're and if you get motion, say, oh man, I was feeling it on our first time doing it, man. Cause we were not, in sync the first time that we tried it. But yeah, I will never forget pushing that thing into light speed, man. Putting the Millennium Falcon into light speed. It was fucking amazing because you actually pull you actually put it into light speed yourself.
Nice.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I'll never forget any of that stuff. Like the characters there, even like my wife was like walked up to one of the characters and they do not break character. They won't do it. She went up to someone that was working there, they're in their gear or whatever. And she's like, "Hey, can you take our picture?" And he's like, "No, but I can give you I don't remember what he called it. If anyone remember, they don't call them pictures in Star Wars land. They call them something else. It's like
Holograph.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. It was like 3 words, like a holographic something or other. And and she was like, "No, I want a picture." Like she didn't get it. Like I didn't either. Like,
okay, dude.
Like
I tried to buy a pop and I tried to buy a whatever you guys call a fucking soda or whatever. And it was like those thermal detonators. And it was like they had like Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, they had Sprite, whatever. And I'm like, "How much for one of these?" And she goes, 4 Republic credits. And I'm like, okay, in American dollars, how much am I talking here? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm not Qui-Gon Jinn here.
Nice.
Republic credits.
She was like, "Well, take this and fucking whatever. I don't care."
Hey, there we
They
go.
can get away with murder.
Mag's got a new character for the show, Watto.
Yeah. Republic credits are no good out here.
That's a good impression.
That is, man. It really is.
Oh, fuck. How would you
Sorry,
got?
Titan, go ahead. Sorry, Titan. Do your thing, brother.
No, I'm done. I was just saying, like, they could get away. They could expanding on that. They could get away with murder, like because they won't. They literally will not convert it to what they won't talk about anything other than Star Wars. If it's not in that Star Wars land, they don't talk about it. And man, I love like they're like you got everyone walking by down the streets. You got like the stormtroopers and stuff, and they have like pre-recorded, sayings, right? You hang around enough, and it's real cool because they got a bunch of them. And if you hang around enough, you start hearing the repeats of them all. But I still thought that was cool. Like they'll actually turn towards you, and like they got a saying or whatever. And my kids were cracking up. Like one of my kids was like scared to death, man, because they were little at the time. And they were so afraid of the troopers and stuff. It was priceless, man. Go ahead, Mag.
Well, tell us about your favorite game. Your first game that you remember playing, and your favorite Star Wars game.
Favorite game's got to be KOTOR, and probably a close second would be Force Unleashed 2.
Yeah, nice.
The things you did in Force Unleashed 2 were just so freaking cool. Like I remember you actually pulled was it a Super Star Destroyer, was it?
Yeah.
I think you pulled one of those down, like that was so cool. Like things you did in that game were awesome. And going up against like Vader, like I was really wondering how that was gonna play out, and I thought they did that really cool. And like, cause I didn't think there would be a second one after the end of the first one. I thought all right, well, that was a cool experience. Let's move on. And then they came out with the second one, and the way they did it, I thought was really cool as well. Like a good writer, you can never kill off any character when you fucking put a situation in front of a fantastic writer. And that's what they had with that game. That's what I loved about it so much.
Nice. How about one of the worst Star Wars games? Something that was forgettable.
I can't really place one of those.
How about your toys? Did you have a favorite toy?
Did I have I did have because Darth Vader is like always my favorite. I did have a little Darth Vader dude when I was a little kid, and I freaking lost it. And I shit you not, I never spent so much time looking for a lost toy in my life. I'm talking hours upon hours upon hours, like, split up amongst days. Because when I searched for it like for a couple hours the first day, I'm like, where is this goddamn thing? What happened? My dog, it was so small. My dog probably ate it.
I was going to say, your dog probably ate it and it came out the dark side.
Probably in a pice of crap in the backyard.
Forced out the dark side.
The one place I didn't look for it,
Hey, dog, open up. Start giving the dog fucking X-Lax or something. You shitting in the yard.
Thing is, my dog did used to, because I had action figures. My dog did used to like chew up, mangle them and stuff. And then I was like, no, Buster! I'd get so mad at him. And then because when you're a little kid and you're playing with your action figures, you gotta have like a I would create like this. I would have like this fucking like scenario and set them all up and just have this fucking story of mine going on in my head and like and he killed. Oh, you're the champion now, etc. And then like when they got mangled by my dog, I would have to like create a story in my mind and like play it out. Like, oh man, I got blowtorched by the enemy. Funny you do things as a kid, man. Priceless memories.
Nice. And who's your favorite character overall?
Darth Vader, yeah.
Darth Vader. There you go. The icon himself, one of the most iconic villains in all of cinematic history. Like, even little kids today sometimes see Darth Vader and they freaking know. It's like, look at that dude. You know what I mean? There was something about him. Me and Mag can tell you, man, meeting Darth Vader for the first time in the fucking, what do you call it?
My God.
That Darth Vader game on
Vader Immortal.
Vader Immortal is like,
Jesus
wow.
Christ.
When you meet him in VR, it's like, yeah, he's there. He's going to choke the fuck out of me.
And he's 7 feet tall. And he's got to be like 3 feet wide. And when he comes right up to your face, and like the fucking helmet is so big, and he's leaning over you, and I was like literally leaning back because I was scared to death. And like he's right in your face, you know what I mean? And he's just like talking and doing his thing. And he's just like, you do not know the power of the dark side. And they're just like, Jesus Christ, get this helmet thing off me. Yeah, man, it's terrifying. Because like when you watch the movies, it doesn't give you enough credence because like what happens is you're watching it on a 2D screen.
Yeah.
Right? You're just seeing him there. But when he walks up to you in that game, holy Christ.
Yeah, you definitely it leaves a different impression that you can't get with your traditional gaming experience. There's no question with that. Well, let's head it over to you, Meg. How about you? Earliest memories of going to Star Wars, your favorite Star Wars movie, favorite game, all that good stuff.
Before I get into my first favorite Star Wars memory, I'm gonna piggyback off Titan because I just last March I was at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Mm-hmm. And I went there with my family, and I got wasted at 7 a.m. in the Star Wars cantina. And the reason why we went at 7 a.m. because they blocked off like times, like you can go, and it would be open like 3 hours before the park opens, right? Like the rest of Disney World or whatever, right? And because they're trying to get all the crowds through, right? So they kept it open as early as possible and go as late as possible to get as many people through. And yes, I did the Millennium Falcon ride. It was incredible. I had to wait 3 hours to do it, but I was in the front, just like Titan, and I got to, punch it, Chewie. And you had to actually like, grab the thing, and you had to pull on it, and then it was incredible. And my son was actually was the gunner.
The gunner, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fucking great, man. It was really cool. And but what was really cool is that when you waiting in line. Just like Titan says, first of all, nobody breaks character. And there's even on the towers, I actually have a bunch of, I filmed a bunch of it with my cell phone. On the towers, you could see like First Order troopers, and they're watching you, and they're actually like pacing back and forth, and they're like pointing out and talking about people, almost as if they're like reporting like, hey, who's that guy? Who's that guy? That kind of stuff. So you really feel like you're under occupation, right? So it was really cool. But the Millennium Falcon, they actually have like a full life-size 3D model of the Millennium Falcon outside the ride, like actual to scale. Yeah. And every 15 or 20 minutes or so, Chewbacca would come out with a big wrench and start working on the Falcon, just like the movies. Mm-hmm. So It was really cool. Like it really felt like you were there, and like steam would shoot out like at different parts of the Falcon, like as if like the thing just landed. You know what I mean? It was fucking wild. Anyway, that was crazy. My first amazing Star Wars memory, actually, the Doctor, his father took me to go see my very first movie in the movie theater when I was just a little boy. I was only 4 or 5, and he took me to see Empire Strikes Back. And that was my very, very first movie in a movie theater, period. And of course, I got to see that, and it absolutely blew my mind. And I just sat there completely dumbfounded, like, what the hell is this new experience? It was unbelievable. And ever since then, I fell in love, and I've been in Star Wars ever since. And yeah, and you know what? And I would have to say my favorite. I really enjoy. I mean, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi are my two favorites for different reasons. Empire Strikes Back because look at the first movie. The first movie was quirky, weird. It was happy. It ended happy. La la la. Good guy fights bad guy, lots of silly music and this and that. And all of a sudden, ba-boom, everything is happy. Everybody gets medals, except for Chewbacca. And then the second movie comes out and everybody thinks it's going to be the same. And the second movie literally just curb stomps your balls because it comes out and it goes, hey, remember all your heroes? Fuck those heroes. That's what they did. And it was like, and they really meant it. When they said The Empire Strikes Back, they meant that shit. Because the Empire struck back hard and everybody went down. And it was such a shock to the system and such a shock across popular culture at the time that people were not expecting that kind of an unconventional sequel being that dark. And seeing all your heroes fall was unbelievable. That's something that was still to this day, I don't think any other movie, any other sequel can have that kind of an impact. You know what I mean? As that movie did. So Empire #1 and obviously Return of the Jedi is right up there because it was such a grandiose movie. And I really enjoyed Episode 7. I thought Episode 7 was a great start. It fucked up after that, but the first one, there was a lot of fucking promise there. And whatever. Anyways, besides all that, what was the other question? My favorite games?
Wait, before you get into that, Mag,
yes.
When it comes to Star Wars, like, did you ever do like the phone app stuff? Because I tried to do that, but it like literally drained my iPhone's battery like 2% every minute. Like I never saw.
Are you talking about Galaxy of Heroes?
What I don't remember what it was called.
The turn-based one.
You downloaded an app when you were in the Star Wars land.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like a game. Sorry. No. Yeah. The app for the. Yeah. We had all that.
You do it? Like, was it cool? Because like that's the one I couldn't do it. That was
no. I think my wife did it. I think my wife did. I didn't bother because I was too busy running around like Candyland. Like I didn't even. I even left my kids behind. I was just like, fuck this, I'm gone. And I just started running. And I was just like running and like taking pictures of stormtroopers,
like, skipping around.
Yeah, I was. I swear to God, man, I was fucking everywhere. Like, I mean, I couldn't be stopped. I was like all over the place. And they're like, my wife's like, you have 2 kids here. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. This is for me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
So I was like, yeah, and that's why I got drunk at the Star Wars Cantina at 7 a.m. I started ordering those drinks, man. Holy shit. They were $20 a drink, but they put at least double shots in each one. And woo!
Damn.
7 a.m. You feel it.
Do you know they had to like start? They had to stop like putting out like the specialty items because people were doing the old 5-finger to anything that wasn't nailed down.
Well, yeah, because it's so expensive.
Yeah. I'm talking about like even like little things like they had the 4-prong forks. They stopped doing those. Like even the forks were Star Wars based, but they had to stop giving away because people were yanking
steal them. Yeah, of course they would. It cost $600 for a family of 4 to go into the fucking park. I'm taking a goddamn fork. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I did the same thing with a coaster. I took one of the coasters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We took
has anybody seen the Jawas? They're missing. There's like some guy going across the parking lot with the Jawas under his arm.
I tried to take the Millennium Falcon, but
is that a Jawa in your pants? Houdini. So what are we going on here? Oh, right. So let's go to favorite Star Wars game. I would have got to say the Force Unleashed was just magnificent. But I mean, it's so hard to nail down just one because I've been there since like Super Star Wars. Remember that one? Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi on the NES.
NES,
yeah. I played all of those. Another one of my absolute favorites, which was actually a magnificent fucking game. Both of them I played on PC, mind you. Was Episode 1 Pod Racer. Was fucking thrilling at least at the time. And it might still be. I mean, I haven't played it in years, but my God, that game actually made you feel like you were in a pod race. And what a great game that was. And the other one I played was like a top-down sort of shooter with like lightsabers and shit. And it was the actual Episode 1 Phantom Menace official game. Yeah. And I played that, and that was a really, really good game. Love that one. What else did I? Force Unleashed, of course. Force Unleashed 2. And surprise one, I got to say, surprisingly, the Battlefront, I know it's not going to be very popular with a lot of people, but the 2015 Battlefront remake, the one from 2015, the EA one, not the second one, the first one, I fucking adored it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't stop playing it. I must have put 250 hours in that game. I just kept playing it, and like the waves, the survival wave modes and stuff.
Yeah.
My wife and I would play that for like 5 hours straight, just co-op, and we would just adored it, and it was incredible. I love that fucking game. So those are my favorite Star Wars games. As for favorite character, I got to go with one who doesn't say a whole lot. And no, it's not Boba Fett. It's the little guy. You know who I'm talking about. Salacious Crumb himself, the one who sits at Jabba's crotch. And he just sit there, and every time Jabba says something, and Jabba's like, "Oh no, you know, Jabba Wookie," and then all of a sudden, him, Salacious Crumb is the fucking king. I loved him, and he just laughed all the way till he exploded over the Sarlacc pit. But he was the best, and I mean, oh man. Other than that, I mean, I think that probably one of my favorite characters has got to be Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I cannot wait to see the return of that. And I gotta say, Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn, they weren't great movies, they weren't great written, but the characters were fucking great. And I loved Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought they were fantastic, and they held together that. And of course, honorable mention goes to none other than Ian McDiarmid is the Emperor. I mean, come on, man. So be it, Jedi. Like, come on. So, anyways, that's my long-winded spiel. Sorry.
That was awesome.
Nice,
I love it. The chat is rocking it here tonight, people. Yes. I love it. Good stuff in here. I'll try to make this real quick, and then we'll bring on Arnold here. Maybe he'll have a couple of questions to answer with Star Wars. Obviously, my love for Star Wars games goes back quite a ways. Let's cover the movies first. I can't remember exactly which one I saw first. I don't remember seeing them in the exact order because, again, I was very young. Obviously, I was only born in '76, so I kind of missed out on the launch and the hype and everything else that went around it. But I definitely remember seeing like the impact that Return of the Jedi had. I mean, that might have been my first one, and then I kind of went back and caught up on the series and just fell in love with it. So as far as movies, my favorite is Return of the Jedi. There was just something amazing about that movie. It was kind of like, we saw Luke, he sort of came full circle there, his transition to, being a full Jedi. The consequences that lay on the line there, with the revised Death Star and everything else, and all that stuff. It's just, like I said, the original trilogy will always be near and dear to me. Obviously, special effects wise, yes. That was the crazy thing too with Star Wars. Like those movies held up for so long, and that's another thing I remember. Like even going through the '90s, you're like, man, these movies still look good, and that's largely because George Lucas was wise to use as much practical effects as he could, as opposed to trying to do computer graphics that obviously weren't there. We even saw that when he came out and tried to add the CGI bits to the original trilogy later on. I think it was in the late '90s there, or '97, '98, or whenever it was when they did the re-releases, and like it was okay, but at the same time, it really looked off because CGI was not at the level it is today, and it almost made the movies weird in a sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. So going back and adding things that weren't there. But anyway, love Return of the Jedi. I like pretty much all the movies, but I do have favorites and least favorites. I don't know really my least favorite overall. It's probably the what do you call it? Maybe the Phantom Menace, perhaps. Phantom Menace. I wasn't really that keen on the first one. I watched it a lot, but now going back and looking at it, that trilogy, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it as much. I did like the last. What was it? Return of the Sith? Was it the third one?
Yeah, the fight scene.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit better than the two before it. And of course, the new trilogy, everybody craps on it, but I liked them for the most part. There were some things I didn't like, but I thought they were pretty well done overall. Here's a movie tidbit for you guys if you didn't know, a little Easter egg for you. We obviously know that J.J. Abrams, he came out and directed one of the Star Wars films there. Which one was he directed? Was
Seven?
It's 7 and 9.
9,
7 and 9. So before he did that movie, he obviously, people know that J.J. Abrams did the Star Trek movies, right? The new ones.
Yeah.
And there's a little scene in the very first Star Trek movie, if people did not catch it, and it is very hard to catch. There's a debris in space. There's a ship that was obviously blown up, and there's a scene where it scrolls by this massive ship, and there's a lot of debris floating through space. And if you look closely at the debris, do you know what one of them is?
What?
R2-D2. R2-D2 is actually floating through the debris.
That's great.
And many people don't know about that even to this day. But if you actually go look it up, you'll see videos that are slowed down on everything online, and it is R2-D2 in the Star Trek movie. Crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, little Easter egg for you guys. Doggy Dog in the chat dropping $1.99. Best chat on YouTube. Much love to you all. Well, much love to you, Doggy Dog. Doggy Dog was our guest on the show last week with Prophet and did a fantastic job. Game Genie said JJ only did 9. I could have swore he did 2.
He did 7. He did Force Awakens, and he did Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Right, Ryan Johnson did 8.
And Brian Johnson did Brian Johnson. That's a singer of ACDC. ACDC did not make episode 8.
Yeah.
Would have been better if you did.
Get out of the car! Imagine him doing that. Yeah, well, I don't think he talks like that, but you know what I mean. Anyway, as far as like I said, game-wise, I mean, I have a lot of fun memories of the trilogy, the Star Wars games, Super Star Wars on the Super Nintendo. Those were absolutely amazing back in the day, and they look so good. Still some classics today, but the ones that I really felt like it was coming into its own, was starting to envision, like, you know, like that true sort of feeling of Star Wars, were the Rogue Squadron games. The first one on N64 wasn't bad, but obviously the graphic capabilities weren't really there. But when it came out on the GameCube, Rogue Squadron 2 and then the sequel Rogue Squadron 3, that one was really cool. I really enjoyed those. Those still might be my favorites overall. And Cerebral Paul brought up a lot of the old PC games like X-Wing and TIE Fighter. Those were great back in the day. Everybody remembers Star Wars Dark Forces as well. That was a cool one. Like I said, there have been a lot of great Star Wars games over the years. I mean, the Force Unleashed games are amazing. Of course, the new one now, everybody raves about it, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
You know, so on
great.
and so forth. The Battlefront games, I do like them. Some people got to hate on for them. I really love Battlefront that came out a few years ago, you know, just based on the old trilogy. You know, like for the first time, you had a really great looking game that captured the look and feel of Star Wars very, very well. Had some great modes. It just felt like an incomplete game. Like, obviously, there should have been more. But yeah, just to not beat around the bush here, but yeah, those Star Wars games on the GameCube, those were awesome. And my favorite character overall, I guess you could say, it's a tough one. Like I said, I love Luke as well. I think he's great. But mine is an odd one, kind of like Meg's. It's the Scout Trooper.
Oh.
I don't know why it is, but I've always liked Scout Troopers, even more than the Stormtroopers. Something about them when they came out in Return of the Jedi, the cool look of their outfits, of course, riding the speeder bikes, which I absolutely thought was amazing at the time. I was like, wow, these things would be cool. Like, I'd love to have one of these in real life. You know, and they didn't overcompensate for anything because they probably had the smallest guns in the whole Star Wars universe. That little tiny pistol. It's kind of funny because they even make fun of it in The Mandalorian. Remember the scene? They're sitting on the speeder bikes?
Yeah.
And they're sitting there with the gun and they're trying to shoot straight and it's going crooked, and it was fucking awesome. I loved how, like, you know, they kind of paid homage to that and the Scout Trooper. I just love the cool aesthetic on their outfits. They didn't look as bulky and as clunky as the other types of obviously the Stormtroopers. So those are kind of my favorite just for that alone. And I one of these days when I lose a few pounds, I definitely want to get a Scout Trooper costume and wear it to a cosplay show. That'd be fantastic. Right now, I just have a Stormtrooper helmet, as you saw earlier. We got Monster 530 in the chat, dropping $1.99. He says Jabba, Sarlacc, Chewie, Mary, F, Kill, for Arnie. What the hell is that? Is that some kind of like, was that code there, Monster?
Oh, it's like that Mary, fuck, kill thing. Yeah. Probably when we get to the Arnold segment. Let's hang on to that question.
No doubt.
We'll see. By the way, Fastback, I got an answer for you. It's Jason Schreier has reported that Aspire Studios is making the KOTOR remake.
Nice.
And they're making it from the ground up, and they're famous for making I believe it's Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy, and they also made the Layers of Fear series.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're the ones that are remaking KOTOR, and if Jason Schreier's saying it, it's probably true.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a scumbag, but I mean, it's still,
Yeah.
he does report.
He has the inside shit.
Yeah.
Mag, in that Star Wars Battlefront 2015, did you unlock the all-black Stormtrooper, man?
I unlocked everything. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
absolutely destroyed that game. I unlocked all the skins, all the characters, all the everything.
Nice.
that
you can
black
get your hands on.
Stormtrooper was a bitch to unlock, and I got it.
Yep. No, I did everything, and like I got 100% on literally every single activity in that game. Like, I'm not even kidding. And maxed out my characters, everything. I absolutely adored that game. And the second one I found to be too confusing.
I like the first one better myself. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here? Like, am I playing a multiplayer, single player, this player, that player, co-op? What the fuck is this? The menus,
the maps
were so confusing. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
And like some of the maps didn't scream Star Wars to me either. Like, I did like the fact, you could be like in the air, you could be on the ground. That was cool, but it just didn't. Somehow they just didn't mesh it well. But man, so many people have said, like, after all the updates that it's gotten so much better. But I just haven't.
No, it's incredible now. It's incredible now. If you go back and play it now, it's unbelievable. But anyways, that's another story.
Have y'all caught the Bad Batch that just came out?
No. My brother saw it and he told me to watch it, and he said it's really good. And he's not into animated stuff, so he said it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny. Before we get off the Star Wars, so me and my wife, we met online years ago, about 12 years ago, and one of the things that we had in our bio deal was, we both love Star Wars, right? So. And what's funny, we have an 8-year-old together, and she makes fun of us because we both like watching Star Wars or something. And she looks at us like, "You dorks." We're like, and me and my wife were like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck happened here? We're both Star Wars. We had a kid, we canceled out. So, and now we're both Star Wars, so we canceled out our kid as a non-Star Wars fan." And we're like, so she makes fun of us. We're like, you know what? Because we plan on going to Disney World next year, and of course I'm gonna do the Star Wars experience there and all that. I told her, you know what, you ain't fucking going there. I'm going. It's just funny how
I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Leave the kids at home. Yeah,
we'll still forks together.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah, I saw a kid the other day. He was at the Star Wars exhibit, and he looked at his dad and said, "Dad, can we go see the Jabba Hutt place?" And then the dad looks at the kid and says, "Well, your mom's just outside the door, though, kid." All right, so let's bring out Arnie. Let's bring out great stories here. Like I said, hopefully Monster's still with us because he can't stay, and he dropped that super chat. It says Jabba, Sarlacc, Chewie. Marry one, fuck one, kill one for Arnie. All right, Arnie, you're on deck, bro. So here we go. That is a great question, and I can't wait to come in here and answer it. So welcome, everybody. I hope you're having a great night. It's always awesome to be here. First thing I want to say when it comes to that question is that all of these suggestions that you have there, Monster, Jabba, Sarlacc, and Chewie, they all remind me of my ex-wife. The fat, big teeth, and the hairy. That's what they all have in common. But honestly, if I had to do it, what I would do is I would probably fuck the Sarlacc pit because it reminds me of a couple of girls I dated back in the day. The only thing is I may not have a penis. Yeah, I may not have a penis when I come out. I have to get in and get out real quick. I would probably marry Chewie, be nice and hairy, keep you warm at the night. Who you wouldn't want to sleep next to? The only thing is hopefully God it doesn't snore, because if he's going like, when he's just on the ship, it's gonna imagine how much he snore when he gets in the plane. And of course, I'd have to kill fucking Jabba the Hutt because he's a scumbag and he's fat as fuck and he looks terrible. I was the one to kill him, just like what's her name just took the chain around his neck and choked the big bitch. I mean, come on, that's what I would do. So there's your answer to the question. Yes, right there. That's great. All right, how many more questions do we got here?
I got one for Arnold. Arnold, seeing that it's actually Star Wars Day, who would win in a fight, you with your fists or Darth Vader with his lightsaber?
Well, all it got to do with Darth Vader, I mean, he obviously suffers. He must be asthmatic. I don't know what is wrong with him, but he's got that stupid thing on his chest, and he's always breathing very heavy. So I'm thinking that with Darth Vader, unless he can choke me on to use the Force on me, what I would do is I'd run around circles and get him to chase me. I'd just stay out of his line of sight. He can't do shit. And then he would be like choking to death. He'd be like, and then what I do is to get up behind him, I kick him in the balls, I rip off his breathing apparatus, and then I rip off his mouth, off his helmet, and then I would and then I put the wig on his bald head and then kick him right over the side of the Death Star. That's what I would do to him. Ugly bastard. No wonder I kept that dark mask on for years.
Chef Trouble's got a good one. Hey, Arnie, if you were a Sith, what would your lightsaber look like?
It'd be gargantuan. It would look bigger than Conan's sword back in the day. You'd have to carry it with your two hands, and you'd probably have to pin it between your armpits. It is giant. It's going to be 3 foot wide. It's just going to look like a giant seesaw coming at you, coming down. It's the biggest lightsaber you ever seen. When you swing it, you're either fucking jumping over it or you got to get on the ground. There's no way you're going to block it. It's just going to be huge. And I'm going to cook pizza ovens with it, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be amazing. It's what we're going to do. The biggest lightsaber you ever seen. You got to go big or go home. Not this little puny ass little lightsaber that Luke Skywalker and those guys have. No, mine is going to be giant. It is going to be 3 inches from the floor. That's what it's going to be.
It is kind of strange that you never see any like wider, beams of a lightsaber, ain't it? That's kind of crazy. I never thought about that before. Arnie made me think of that. Give me a wide beam lightsaber.
Wide beam.
Doctor says, oh yeah, we gotta have one from the doctor. Arnold, my body looks like the guy that takes care of the Rancor. Any workout tips for me to get some sweet ladies?
The first thing you want to do, make sure you look. That is a terrible place to be doing any kind of work. If you ever guys see all the crazy people that Jabba the Hutt has got around, I mean, I haven't seen that many ugly people since I took a trip to Walmart. Seriously. Honest to God, it's really alien and the understandable. There's so many, so you want to stay away from them. What you do, though, is you go out there, you grab R2-D2, you stick a broom handle up his ass, and then you bench press him. Up and down, R2, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you do. Get this, you do your bench press him. Just make sure C-3PO stays away from you, because C-3PO, he's a moron. He thinks he knows it all, but he's just a tin can with eyeballs. But anyway, that's what you got to do. Workout tips. I mean, Jabba the Hutt's not catching anyone. The good thing he went and hired bounty hunters. It would take him all day to get off of that thing and to chase you around. Could you imagine? It'd be like watching a giant snail trying to catch up with you. It'd be terrible. And the Rancor, that is ugly, big sucker. You could run around from him all day in the morning. But yeah, no, that's what you want to do there. Just get some droids and do bench presses.
Arnie, could you survive inside a tauntaun if you were stuck inside the cold on a night at Hoth?
I'm stuck inside of some dirty hookers, so if I can survive it inside there, I can survive inside of a tauntaun. Let me tell you that. All right, guys. I think that's enough for Arnie. Arnie, you're off the hook there, bro.
Oh, that might have been one of the best ones I've heard in a long time. That was fantastic.
Woo, all right, let's keep this show rolling, shall we? Got to get back to the message board here and see where we are at in the grand scheme of things. All right. Let's see here. Where we at? Next one, Konami. Apparently, Konami is sent a statement that they are not going to be taking part or showing off anything during the E3 exhibits. Now, we obviously know there will not be another live show this year, but I think they are planning to do what is an online E3 show, probably a little bit more organized than last year. It kind of felt like everything was really slapped together. Everybody was doing things at different times, obviously, because nobody really knew everything was going to be canceled last year with the way things are going. This year, they've had some time to prep. We're expecting most of the major companies to still come out and have a show, just not in a traditional sense. Konami won't be there. And it's kind of disturbing in a sense because, I don't know if you guys, if you go back with me, you go back to the 80s. If there was any third party that was synonymous with gaming back in the 80s and 90s for the most part, it was Capcom and Konami, two of the biggest right out of Japan. Making some of the biggest, most renowned franchises, in gaming history. But over the last, I'd say, decade in particular, Konami's been really quiet, hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, I think one of their last major releases was probably Metal Gear Solid 5. Since then, it's been, it's like there's been odd things here and there, but nothing on that same level. Ever since the fallout with him and Kojima and stuff, they've been kind of quiet. Hasn't been a lot of big games. So I'm kind of wondering what's happening with Konami. You guys think like Konami is thrown in the towel here? Are these guys done? Are they making a big comeback? Are they not focusing? They're sitting on some great IPs here. So like, what is up with Konami?
They're not done. It just screams to me, like we're not ready without saying it, in a desperation mode. It's because of the times. I don't think they're folding it up or anything like that, packing it. I really think they're trying their hardest out here with the situation that's being laid out in front of us all. But like this tells me that they're not going to release anything this year, and probably not till after like E3 2022. I don't think they'll come out with anything until then. Otherwise, if they do come out with anything before 2022's E3, I would be really surprised and shocked. And it's like, why would you not go? If you have a game, like, why would you not promote that game? That's going to be releasing sometime soon. So I don't think they're ready for this year. And, a lot of people like I keep, and it's killing me. I keep hearing people say, oh, this game's coming out this year. This game's coming out this year. Like, man,
yeah.
The delays are coming, people. And if you don't just be ready for them. Don't be surprised when all kinds of games, because a lot of big YouTubers are saying a lot of stuff is coming this year. It's not. A lot of stuff.
44% of developers. 44% of developers in the latest survey said that their games are affected and delayed by COVID. So there you go. Well, I think that's not a good statistic.
And it's not just one. It's going to be like games are going to have like multiple delays. It's not just going to be one delay. Like take Cyberpunk, for example. They went gold, they went ungold, they delayed, and it still came out like trash. I'm not going to say trash. Like, it came out for trash for, I would say, the older generation of consoles. All right. Those versions were trash. I liked my next gen version running on like Series X. That worked fine for me. But, people stuck on the old consoles, I mean, just put yourself, I don't know personally, but, I've read a lot of stories. I know, we've all read the stories. We all heard the negatives about it. And, I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. And I'm telling you, man, like Konami, like they said they have multiple projects, like huge projects, very late in development, right? Very late in development, and they're still not going to this E3. Prepare for something 2022 from them, and prepare for more titles 2022.
Well, like Jay Sayers in the chat, he did bring up, the Pro Evolution Soccer, which they release almost each and every year. But I mean, I get it. Pro Evo sells pretty well. I mean, it's obviously a pretty world-renowned soccer game. But, at the same time, that's not what us gamers are talking about on a day-to-day. That's not the title that excites a majority of us. Like the name Castlevania and the name Contra, Metal Gear. Those are the three franchises in their stable. Silent Hill. There's another one. See, they're sitting on a lot of stuff right now, and they need to bring something out. I mean, they've had a couple of half decent Castlevania games during the 360 PS3 era, but we haven't seen anything else.
Well, my problem is with the Pro Evo Soccer, like, they don't have to develop a completely new storyline for Pro Evo Soccer and develop from the ground up, right? The soccer fields still look the same. Right. They're reusing a lot of these assets. They're just making them look prettier and upscaling and doing all these kind of artwork things with them and and animation things. So there's not nearly as much work that they have to do with, like, a Pro Evolution Soccer game as opposed to a brand new IP or something like that. Yep. So that's what we're primarily talking about here.
Same dick, different condom. That's all it is.
There's a different color. Or flavor.
I wouldn't know anything about either one, but yeah. Meg, how about you, man? I mean, you got any love for Konami? Is it like you're a little disappointed here? You really could care less? Because, like I said, when you're out of sight, out of mind, as much as these guys have been, like after a while, you just stop caring. You almost forget they exist. You know what I mean?
I'm going to piggyback off what Titan said about the delays and stuff. Now, there's something that a lot of people are not realizing, and it's something that Phil Spencer said a year ago, and he wasn't talking about Xbox. He was talking about the entire industry. So this was at the beginning, let's say in the first 6 months of the pandemic, he said the delays across the industry, I'm just paraphrasing here, but he was saying the delays across the industry are not going to be felt in 2020 and 2021. He said that. He said because those games were already deep in development, all their mocap was already filmed. All the major work was done. So now, it's the post-production that takes the longest, right? It's not the original development, the creation of the game. It's just like when you film a movie. When they film a movie, it's a 90-day shoot, okay? And then it's 3 fucking years of post-production. You know what I mean? So when they film like a Marvel movie, it only takes them 90 days to film Infinity War, but then it takes them 4 years, 3 years, 4 years of post-production and editing to get it out the door. So what he was saying is that the games that are coming out this year and last year, and this year, and in the beginning of 2022, those games were already in development in 2016, 2017 even. Right, so those games were already like you say, mocap, and he actually mentioned the mocap thing. By the way, he was actually talking about it, and he was saying, the mocap stuff they couldn't get together, they couldn't do the filming. Now they're starting to do it. Okay, now they're back into it, but everything is going to get delayed. So he said you're not going to feel the pinch until late 2021, early 2022, and there's going to be a major drought. Konami could possibly be one of those. One of those developers or one of those publishers that are going to have some issues. Now, if you think about the other side of the story, there is the possibility that, if I'm not mistaken, Konami has been shopping around their IPs. Okay, they've been shopping around their IPs for other companies, other publishers to utilize, purchase, and develop for. Now, that being the case, because apparently their big money makers now are the pachinko machines, for Christ's sake. The slot machines. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars off of Konami pachinko slot machines, right? So what the hell do they need the IPs for? They're not doing anything with them, and it's so costly to get into AAA development these days. So then there's the rumor that Microsoft might be looking at them. Then there's also the rumor of Kojima doing the deal with Microsoft. And from what I'm understanding, and I don't want to pull the guy's name out, but I mean, Jeff Grubb, I was on a show with him 2 weeks ago, and he was saying it was pretty much guaranteed. And then he was on ILP on Sunday, and he said it was pretty much set in stone that it is happening. So you start putting 2 to 2 together here. Okay, you've got Kojima, Microsoft. Microsoft is on a spending spree right now. Konami's shopping around IPs. Maybe they held off on going to E3 until they maybe iron out some details with Microsoft first. Maybe. And they see what's going on. I'm just saying these are all maybes, right? So we don't know, but I'm just going to hold back, kind of sit back, see what happens, kind of watch from the sidelines. And both possibilities could be there, because I don't think that Konami wants to get back into the development game. I really don't believe it. I think that Konami was going to E3 specifically to announce some kind of a partnership with one of the big 3. That's what I see.
Yeah, I want to look at Halo real quick, for instance. Now, this game has been delayed for polish, and for what will be a total of, I believe, 11 months. 11 months of polish only. The game's been fucking done forever. 11 months of polish. And we're getting to, like, the vaccine is getting out there. More and more people are getting it every day. Millions in America getting it every day. And this game is still going to be delayed 11 months for polish. Now we'll talk about, hopefully we'll have some time at the end of the show to talk a little bit more about Halo. But Noof, I'll let you get into your spiel if you're ready.
Share quiet.
And he might not be ready right now. So
y'all can hear me?
I can hear something.
I heard sound like Fastback's getting in trouble.
What? No, that's not me.
I think that was my wife wondering why I'm fucking quiet for a change.
Oh, that's Noof getting in trouble. What did you do, Noof?
I've been quiet. That's what happens if I shut my hole. She loses control. That's what it is, right?
Noof had a heart attack.
He blames it on Arnold.
She gets all concerned. She's like, maybe he's not alive down there.
That's right, dog. We're talking about polish. Yeah, I love it.
Real quick, I would say that I'm with you guys. I mean, Konami, they really haven't been. What have they really done? I mean, I know they came out about a year ago or so, the collection for Contra and Castlevania, and that was cool. But other than that, it seemed like ever since the whole deal with Kojima and pulling out, and Metal Gear has never been the same, and it just seems like they lost, the wind to the sail with that series, and and then it looked like, we were going to get a badass Silent Hill game, and then nothing. So, I mean, I guess they just don't know what the hell they're doing, and maybe they don't want to make games anymore. And I hope this deal with the Xbox buying off the Metal Gear series and to entice Kojima to make games for them, I hope that happens, because I like to see where that goes, and I'm curious, if they do another Silent Hill, who's going to do that? Are they doing it? Or like you guys are saying, is that going to be shopped out to another publisher? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of like Sega, right? I mean, Sega does have some games there, but they're not really like who they used to be back in the day. And neither is Konami. So,
yeah. Well, they know it, Fastback. They know it. They're sitting on IP.
I know.
And they know that those IP are gold, and they know that people are willing to pay for it. Now, imagine, let's just say in an ideal world, let's just say that this does happen for Microsoft, okay? And let's just say, okay, all speculation here. Imagine the ripples across the entire gaming industry if Microsoft goes out on stage and brings out Kojima and then says that Kojima is working on a new Metal Gear for Xbox with the permission of Konami, of course. Can you fucking imagine? The entire internet would literally melt like the faces at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It would just be like a nightmare. And like everybody would just, that'd be the mic drop of the entire fucking decade. And it is easily accessible. It is easily done. Like Konami has been, it's been very open about shopping out their IPs from February. I first started hearing about this.
Yeah.
Okay, they've been shopping their IPs out. Microsoft, again, apparently, from what I'm understanding, is that their coffers are so overfilled that their investors are actually saying it's actually more beneficial for Microsoft to be spending than saving, because it's going to make them more money in the long run. And so what's happening is now they're actually encouraged to spend more. So that's why they're going after these companies left, right, and center, because they literally have too much money. I know that sounds insane, but they actually have too much money saved up. And so now they're trying to push it out. Why not buy up Castlevania? Why not buy up Silent Hill? Yeah. Pay Konami whatever the fuck they want so they can make their pachinko machines, okay, for Caesar's Palace. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, buy up the Castlevanias, buy up Silent Hills, buy up the Metal Gears, buy up the Contras. I mean, they just released, what the hell was that, Streets of Rage 4 on Game Pass? Why not release a Contra, like a Contra 2022 on Game Pass?
I like to see an updated one,
you know what I mean? Make it online co-op. How dope would that be?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, do it. I mean, they're not asking for billions, I guarantee it. They're not asking for billions of dollars. We're talking like millions. So if they're asking for millions, give it to them, get it done, make the PR, make that kind of a PR stance that would absolutely crush the industry and take the mind share for the entire generation.
Cool.
I agree.
And that's the bottom line. Sorry, I didn't know if I had to do a tagline at the
end. No, great thoughts on Konami. Like I said, I think a lot of us are pulling for him. We'd like to see him come back in strong fashion. You're totally right. They were sitting on a pile of IP. This would definitely be one of those companies that if Microsoft was serious about buying someone, this would definitely be one of those, that they could probably get in on and get for a relatively decent price overall. But like I said, it is what it is. Like I said last year, it was pachinko stuff. But so fans out there clamoring for a Silent Hill. So Silent Hill, like I said, a really good Contra would be welcome. More Castlevania has a loyal following, but there's lots of other games. Like a modern day version of a game like Jackal, for example, from the NES would be really cool. Like, they'll do that in Jeeps, be kind of like Warhogs going around blasting stuff. How fun would that be? Yeah. That kind of deal. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff. I mean, we saw how Capcom has sort of come back strong and revived a lot of their stuff. Why Konami just kind of sits idle? I don't know. They're just going bankrupt or something. They just don't have enough money to fund games or, a partnership or something. But yeah, they definitely got to make a move here soon. Otherwise, so why just hang on to the IPs if they're not going to do anything with them? So, but yeah, that's all I have to say with that. Let's move on along. Let's give a shout out quickly to the chat. Catch up with some people I didn't acknowledge earlier. Pure Flack Monkey's in the house. Royal Boyle still with us. Spider-Man 356 still swinging along. Toolman 55 is in the house. What's going on, man? Crazy Greek dude. Cyber Gunter, saw him in the chat. Blue Moon FC. Game Genie Prime. What's going on, guys? Papa Woody still hanging out with us. G-Bone 117 is still here. Assassin Lupa hanging out with us. The original Next Level Gaming. Our good friend Matt Mullis, he's in the house indeed. So Jay Slayer J. The list goes on. Doggy Dog is with us. Yeah, good crew, guys. Good crew. Great chat tonight. Keep it coming. Wow, we got great like ratio going on here. Just before, obviously, if you didn't catch it at the start of the show, refresh everyone what's happening here at Titan Drug, since this would be about the time of the night when we would do your segment.
Yeah, so if you missed it earlier, Noop's going to put it out during the week that if you want to be on the panel as a guest, and you want to do Drago's Corner with me, go head-to-head with me in Drago's Corner next week. We'll go ahead and kind of put you up in the front row. We'll see how many people reply to that in DMs or on the post itself. Whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to go in my corner with me, have some fun, throw some jokes out, and join us on the podcast for that day, let us know. We'll take the week off on Drago's Corner this week, and then we'll see who wants to go against me in my corner coming up here next week.
And I would take him up on the offer right now, where his self-esteem is modestly low from 1 win and 3 with 1 win and 2 losses.
I am 1 win and 3. I am 1 win and 3 losses. I'm 0-2 against Tony Baloney. I'm 0-1 against Cletus. And the only one I've won was the one I wasn't expecting to win against the T800 over there.
That's it. There you go. Papa Woody said it should have been Drago versus Doggy Dog. Yeah, that could have been interesting.
That's what I was asking for last week. I thought that would have been funny.
Yeah, Doggy Dog knows how to bring the heat, right? I'm not sure how good he is for wit, but he definitely knows how to bring the heat. Good stuff there, indeed. Yeah, we'll have to get the doctor on the show. You have to go one-on-one with the doctor. Might be a bunch of anal jokes in there.
Yeah, except to the doctor, they're not jokes. It's just real life.
Oh shit, man! Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right. Jeez, what the hell's going on here? I always have my thing ready to go, and then it gets lost. Real quickly, and I don't want to beat this one to death because I don't have the game, but I just want to get your thoughts.
I want to beat it to death.
I bet you do. Is the nickname for your penis? Is it Returnal? Oh man! So I just want to talk about Returnal. Like, obviously, I'm seeing a pretty good vibe from the community overall, from people that have played it, that seems to be enjoying it and stuff like that. And graphically, it looks pretty good. First of all, I got to get one thing out of the way. I hear people calling it Housemark. Is it Housemark or Housemarque? Because I've always read it and understood it as Housemarque, and people go Housemark. If you look at it and read it properly, it's Housemarque.
Yeah,
right, or am I wrong?
You're right, Noof, because we're Canadian. We got the French thing going on, the bilingual thing going on. No, it's pronounced Housemarque, but all the Americans, they all say Housemark.
It's Housemark. Yeah,
it's not Housemark.
Housemark.
So anyway,
don't make me drag you in the ring right now.
Potato, right?
Yeah. And by the way, it's pop, not soda. Now that you got me going.
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
So first off, has anyone on this panel, does anyone have the game? Have you played it? Anybody?
No.
And silence rips.
No. Okay. So nobody here has played it. So that's why I don't really want to kind of beat the drum, because if I haven't played it, I really can't weigh in on it too much.
I just let me beat the shit out of it with what I've just fucking heard on the street.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
So there's the Demon Souls game, which is, it kind of draws some similarities to it. But so there's dying repeatedly is one thing, right? Difficulty is one thing. Going in, fighting someone, losing, that's one thing, right? But going 90 minutes on one of what they call one of these runs or so without being able to save, where like every single frame that goes by on your fucking overrated PS5 with a worthless M.2 drive. It's just every frame that goes by, you have a chance for that game to fucking crash. And I've heard literally every single person that has talked about playing this game has had crashing issues. And
yes.
not only is there crashing issues, but it is like Housemark says it's not even their fucking game. It's fucking the Sony side. It's wrong. Something's wrong with the PlayStation 5. And it's not just one thing here or there. That is probably one of the worst developed, created consoles in recent history, and that is no joke. How many problems have we heard with this thing? I'm not, and I'm really just, it really frustrates me because people still think that this damn thing is better than the Series X. I don't know what they're drinking. I don't know what the hell. It sure as hell ain't G Fuel. I'll tell you that much. But right, so like every single person, it's not just a little bit here, a little bit there. No, this is widespread, damn near 100% chance you're going to be on run and this thing is going to crash. And that's not fair. That's not right. And it's a $70 game. You're going to put out a game for $70 motherfucking dollars. That shit better run and never fucking crash. That's the worst part of this all to me, is the fucking price tag. You're going to have the balls to fucking price this goddamn thing at $70 motherfucking dollars. The shit doesn't even look fantastic. It runs at what?
1080p upscaled.
Fucking $70 1080 motherfucking P crashing bullshit. What the fuck? Come on, man.
Shit.
Next.
Next.
Tell us how you really feel, Titan.
Look, before I let anyone, I'll just have my 2 cents, and I'm gonna keep it quick here. I would definitely want to hear what Fastback Mag got to say. Look, all I know is it's a game that was mildly interesting to me back when they introduced it and showed off the thing, and I'm still interested to a certain degree. But look, I've read a few reviews. I've definitely been paying attention to what some of the influencers have been saying and thinking about the game. People that I follow and people that I respect. But the one thing I've gotten from some of the reviews, and again, my title for the article is do you think these scores are a little inflated? Because it's getting some pretty good scores. And of course, once again, we're getting it's Game of the Year material stuff thrown around, all that sort of stuff. And I read these reviews, and it's like they got problems here, and it's a hard game. You got to beat it through, you got to go 2-hour runs or something. That you can't fucking save it. There's all this kind of shit. And I'm like, to me, that doesn't sound like a fun game to me. That sounds like a battle of futility. It sounds like a game that just likes to beat you down in a different way than Dark Souls, but a hard on a different other type of level. And I just like the stuff that they talk about in the review. It's the same thing. I'm getting the same vibe. Those reviewers that were really scoring Death Stranding really high, and it felt like they were making up shit. Like they were kind of like, I really don't like this game, but I'm going to disguise my review so it sounds really good. But if you read through the fine print and the lines, it's kind of like, yeah, we just kind of got to give it better because we got to make sure that Metacritic score is a little extra higher because it's a Sony title and they pay a lot of money to make sure these fucking games review really well because that's their mantra, right? Everything for Sony rides on Metacritic for them because they know that the Metacritic gets the reviews, Metacritic gets the spin, Metacritic gets the videos, and therefore that's console sold. Right, that sort of thing. So to me, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I haven't played it. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's great, whatever. I'm just saying it feels like these scores are inflated. It feels like people are trying to like it more than they should. In the same way some Xbox people really like Sea of Thieves back when it first came out a lot more than they should have. It's like, this game is fucking boring and it's bare. Now it's a different story, but that's like, what, 2 fucking years after the fact. But that's what I'm getting from it. Obviously, a lot of technical glitches. It's a full price. They're paying AAA price, but I don't get the feeling this game is like a AAA, essentially. What we classify. So, how do you guys feel about it? That's all I'm feeling. Maybe I'll pick this game up down the road in the future once it's patched and fixed. But I don't know, man. To me, like going through a game and doing a level over again and over again, this repetition stuff and losing your progress to do it over again and like it just, to me, that does not sound like fun. That sounds like me getting kicked in the dick repetitively. Like, I don't know, man. Like, That's all I can say. I'll let someone else have the floor on it.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is, Sea of Thieves never fucking crashed, though. I guarantee you, if this game releases on Xbox in its current state, and Xbox has, put the shoe on the other fucking foot, this game would not leave the 60s. It would never fucking get out of the 60s. Every single review would harp on the fact that it crashes and that you can't save it. That would be in every single fucking review, hardcore or not, right? No matter what fucking, because I mean, I won't say 100% of them, but most of them. And the thing is, the game. My whole point is that game would never leave Metacritic higher than a 60. Not with crashing, not with its current state. What do you guys go ahead?
You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. And I think that what it is at the end of the day, and this is the only show that I can actually say this on, because if I say it anywhere else, well, first of all, I'll get kicked off the show. But I got to say, there's something like, I am a multi-console owner and everything else. You know what the funny thing is? Even when I'm talking like on other shows and stuff, and I support Sony, I have a PlayStation 5 staring at me right now. I got it the first week it came out.
Yeah.
I probably got more platinum trophies and more games than most PS4 owners do, or PS5 owners, okay? But the minute I talk about them in any kind of derogatory manner, I'm a fucking fanboy. You know what I mean? I'm an X-bot. And I'm like, no, it's called rational thinking, guys. And if there's something that's not right, the problem is, and here's the problem, and the reason why Sony keeps getting away with bullshit is because you don't hold them accountable for fucking anything. And the fact that people are taking it up the ass, paying at least up here, $105 for a fucking game that the hardware can't handle. I'm not talking about House Marquee. I'm talking about Sony cannot handle the platform cannot handle, the game. That's a problem. And then the thing is, Noof, do not buy the fucking game. I know you're saying you're going to get it down the road. I could tell. I already know what kind of a gamer you are.
I already know. I'm not going to like it. Yeah.
You're going to fucking hate it. You're going to be pissed off. And I'm going to have to listen to you bitch about it for a week. So don't fucking do it. Because I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to see, like, I shouldn't have bought this fucking game. Right? I don't want to see it, dude.
But at least I'll buy the physical copy and I can trade it in.
No,
at least you can return it out the fucking window. But the point is, the thing is, at the end of the day, if you're battling the hardware, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's where the fans, need to hold Sony accountable and say, hey, guys, this is not Uncharted 5. This is not Last of Us 3. Mm-hmm. This is not God of War Ragnarok. This is an unproven IP, made by AA developers. And I know House Marquee, I've played their games on the PS4, and I fucking love them. Now they moved up to a AAA game. Fantastic. And I heard that, I've talked to a couple of people who actually love the game. Randall Thor adores the game. He played through it twice, if you could believe it. However, you know what you were saying, Noof, imagine, like, not all of us have the time to sit down for 2 hours, 2.5 hour run, and then with the possibility of me side-eyeing my PS5 thinking I'm going to fucking lose everything if the thing crashes. That is when you're battling the hardware. A game should not be like, the game is already hard enough. You're magnifying it tenfold when you're having to battle the hardware on top of it, and that's utterly ridiculous. They shouldn't have released it the way it is. And if they don't want to put in saves in their game, that's great. Go right ahead. Do whatever the hell you want. It's your vision. It's your work of art. Okay? You release it however you want to release it. There's people right now demanding save points. Fuck off. Go play something else.
Well, why would Housemarque not just delay the game until they heard back from Sony, and Sony said, all right, we released a patch to update the system or the infrastructure or whatever's going on with this damn thing. Why wouldn't they just hold it off? Like, hold the fucking game ransom, basically, until they fucking fix their own shit. Well, right? Because this makes them look bad. They got to come out with a public statement saying, hey, it ain't us.
Sony, probably because they got Ratchet & Clank coming out, in June. Yeah. And then after that, you're into the summer window, which traditionally is not always the best time to launch a game. And then you get into the fall when all the big stuff comes, and then they don't want to lose any momentum. So, this is the perfect time. We've seen traditionally now that these games that come up between February and fucking May are often selling a lot better than perhaps you would have any other time of the year, because there's not a lot to play. So I think Sony just really wanted these guys to get this game out because this is a perfect window where things are slow.
I disagree with you, Noof, because in 6 days from the launch of Returnal is one of the biggest games of the entire year, being marketed by Sony, by the way, is Resident Evil Village.
True.
So like it's almost like they Titanfall 2'd this shit. Like in my eyes, it almost feels like, all right, get it out the door. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't do well, it doesn't matter because Resident Evil's coming out and it's going to overshadow Returnal. Everybody's going to forget about it, fuck off, and move on with your life. And then they're going to try and sweep it under the rug. I don't think that they're going to like I said, they're marketing Resident Evil 8. Why would you cannibalize your own game?
You know what?
I think it was a sacrificial lamb.
Hold your thoughts for a second, Meg. You got a super chat, and this one's directed right at you. You might want to catch up with this one.
I couldn't even get it. My phone was charging.
Chef Trouble drops $5 in the super chat and says, "Hey, Meg, you left the child lock on. Failed for the second week running."
Wow, she did a $5 super chat for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently I got to stop talking. I got to go unlock the door.
You know what? And the things that you guys brought up, that's not even my biggest problem. My biggest problem with this, it's not the fact that fucking these frauds on Metacritic. It's not the fact that the game is crashing. The biggest problem is this game is not even pushing the PS5 to its limits by any means. Yeah. 1080p crashing your fucking system. I mean, why? First of all, why is it only 1080p? Right. Yeah. Second of all, why is it crashing your system at 1080p? I don't think the two have anything to do with each other, but that just compounds the issue when the statistics of a great running game are not there and it's still crashing the fuck out. That's my biggest problem with all this. What's going to happen when, a legit AAA title comes along, pushing this hardware to its limits? Is it gonna melt your fucking house down? Is that liquid metal gonna fucking leak from your system? What is the M.2 drive gonna fucking wake up any one of these days? What's happening, Sony?
Yeah, the liquid metal is gonna melt, and the T1000 is gonna come out the back end there.
Got it. Here we go.
Shit, Fastback, give us your take on it. How you perceive this game? Overblown, or do you think it might be legitimately that good? I don't know.
I mean, when I first saw the game, I thought it looked cool, sci-fi and all that. I didn't really understand what was going on. I thought when I first heard what the game was like, you go throughout the game, you die, and then when you come back, I thought you keep like certain skills that you earn during that one run, and then you come back and you have maybe you carry over some of those skills over, right? And you try it again. I thought that's what it was at first. So I was kind of intrigued with that, right? But then when I started seeing now the game is out, people are playing it, and they can only save it when they beat a boss at the end of one run or whatever. Jeez. And I was like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm not into Souls game or roguelike games like this. So, but the sci-fi and all that appeals to me. But for $70, I don't think this game is worth $70. From what I've seen, it would have been good regular 59, 49, whatever, especially being a new IP from Housemarque, that I don't get it, and maybe it is being overblown because as of right now, there really isn't anything else on PS5 that has been out for a while, and that maybe a lot of people were clamoring for it, and you're like, ooh, look, it's a new game, it's blah blah. People make a big deal because they love their console war shit, and they made a bigger deal out of it. People who are casuals, right? They're like, this is not their type of game, and they play it and they're like shit. And so maybe a lot of those people you're hearing from, they're the ones complaining about it. They're having problems with it. But people like Ran and people who can't like these type of games, they enjoy it because that's their stuff. But I think it's gonna die. It's gonna drop off quick, and here comes, like you said, here comes Resident Evil 8. Here comes Ratchet and Clank. People are gonna forget about it, and you probably don't need to buy it. You might as well just wait until the end of the year, and it's probably gonna be free for PS.
Yeah, it'll probably be a PlayStation Plus event. You're absolutely right. Absolutely, down the road for sure. Like a couple of years, probably be a free game.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. It's not difficulty in the games, right? It's like like my skill level is pretty decent. Like I'm not bad at like I can play the Souls games. That's not the thing. I can play the games and I can probably beat stuff too, just like anybody else. The difference between me and the people that beat those games, I don't have the patience. It's not about the skill. I've watched enough streamers to see that I'm probably just as skilled as they are. I just don't have the patience because that's what drives me nuts. Like I even tried Bloodborne and I keep progressing, but then what drives me nuts is then when you finally do die, you got to go back and start at some archaic fucking checkpoint that's 5 miles back. You lost half your shit. Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. Like hard games, fine, but at least put in save anywhere features or something so you don't have to continuously go back and beat the same enemies over. Like that shit's so fucking 1980s 8-bit fucking games. You know what I mean? Like get rid of that crap. I don't care about the difficulty, but get rid of it. Like Cuphead, for example. Cuphead is very challenging in itself, but the difference between Cuphead is Cuphead's levels aren't that long. You can die and go back and start the level and be back at the boss again in like 3 minutes. You know, it's not, these levels are micro-sized, but they're hard. So it doesn't feel like you're being punished. It feels like more often it's you screwed up. Okay, I'll go back and do it again. But with these other games, they're massive levels. The fucking checkpoint's probably a fucking half an hour before the game save lasts. Oh, I died. Oh, guess what? You got to go back way back there, beat all these enemies again. It's like that's what drives me. I just don't have it's not the skill. I don't have the patience, and that's the key. People got to have massive patience for those fucking games. Bottom line, and that's why I'm definitely not spending my in Canada. Returnal is $89.99 for me. There's not one thing about that game I've seen so far to convince me that I want to drop $89.99 on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's just it. To each their own. Like I said, I'm not here to say the game is crap because I haven't played it. I don't want people, oh, Noof is going off in the show, piece of shit kind of thing. Nah, that's not what I'm here. If you're loving the game, like I said, Rand's a friend of ours. He's been playing the game. He's like fucking doing great on it. Good. If that's his thing. But like I think even Rand posted a tweet something about, I was 2 hours into a run or something and my fucking system crashed. And I got to do it again. I would be livid, man. I'd be ready to pitch that PlayStation at the fucking window.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll admit, like I said, those type of games, I don't like torture myself. When I played Jedi Fallen, I became a chicken shit, and I put it on story mode, so I became a Padawan instead of a Jedi playing that game. Because towards the end, actually, I played it on normal, throughout the whole thing. But then when I got towards the end with the sisters. Yeah, I was like, "Fuck that!" I want to get through the story and see, and then But I did bring up in Twitter about and I get it. The how smart this is the vision they made, right? They wanted to make a challenging game, and I get that. But I wonder too, like, would it have been okay if they added another mode? Like you have that mode for the run, no save until you finish a run, but then another mode where maybe it makes it a little bit easier for people, casuals. They want to play the game because it's a cool looking game. Yeah. But I don't know.
No, totally.
It is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like I said, I just feel like all I'm saying is I feel like this game is probably at like a 6 or 7 rating wise, but the reviewers seem to be like, there's a little bit, you can feel it. This, because you can almost tell sometimes in a person's writing when they really like a game, it's almost like they can't stop gloating about it. But when you're reading these reviews and you kind of go, yeah, this is really good, but this is not so good. And you go a few more paragraphs, but I had troubles with this and I had troubles with that. And you're like, yeah, but other games on Xbox fucking get 7s and 8s because they had too much A button kind of bullshit. You're like, are you fucking
they'll call out
me?
any fucking bug on an Xbox game, and then they'll not get points off of it. So
look at Gears. Was it Gears 5 when it launched? Look at people that were trashing that because it was buggy at launch and they were getting ready to crucify the game. Yeah. Oh, it's not working and blah blah blah. Like, come on, man. But whatever. Like I said, I don't want to turn this into a hate show. I just wanted to make a point. That's all. Yeah, but anyway, glad the game is doing okay. If people support it, love it, whatever. To each their own, man. Like I said, I'm playing a Game of the Year contender right now, a legitimate Game of the Year contender with no fucking bugs. It Takes Two, Assassin Lupa, on effing believable game. I'm telling you, that game is really good, and nobody's buying it. It's 50-something bucks Canada. People aren't buying this game because. I don't know why. Why aren't you buying this game? Well, I already know half of it, and it drives me nuts when I hear it. I'm sorry. Wait for it to come to Game Pass. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, go out and support the goddamn game.
Yeah, that's a great game. Plus, Plus, you can buy the game and then you can have a friend play for free.
You're saving hundreds of dollars
That's a way
anyway
out.
because you got Game Pass. What's going to hurt to buy one or two? Like, come on, you know. But whatever, to each their own. I don't want to rag on that either. But it just kind of irks me because this game deserves the love, and then we're going to see the numbers. Oh well, it sold like 80% on PlayStation and 20% on Xbox, and that's because we know that most of the Xbox crowd are already doing the wait for Game Pass routine. So, you know, I'm just saying the game deserves the love, and it's well worth it. But anyway, like I said, I don't want to go on a rant. I'm pretty sure we're at 9:50, so I'm pretty sure we're just about ready to end this show. I think he might be on standby here. I think he's waiting to chime in. The one, the only Tony Baloney. Am I correct? Is Tony Baloney in the building?
Tony Baloney is in the building, all right. And let me tell you something. He's not very happy right now. But let me tell you something. It is Star Wars Day, so I had to put my polyester suit. It had to go get washed. But it's okay. I still got the scarf, and I got myself a shirt here. And if
Nice.
I'm going to stand up a little bit, take a look. There we go. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda sitting right there. And you know why I chose Baby Yoda? Because he reminds me of Baby Titan, crying every fucking week. Maybe you should give yourself a break. You know, Titan, you're always losing all these goddamn competitions, crying every week. Maybe you should just give up. And then, like I said before, go be a deep sea fisherman. And maybe if you give up and walk away, maybe that would bring the common back to sense. But let me tell you something else while I'm here. Speaking of which, Titan, scumbag, G Fuel. G Fuel, you need G Fuel just to talk? Aren't you a teacher? What the hell kind of thing is that? Tony Baloney does not need any energy drinks. You know what he needs? All I need, I feed off the salty tears of the losers that I face each and every week and Tyke Drago's corner. That's what I do. Now,
this guy talking trash. Hey, I beat a T800, man, and I even upgraded him to a T1000 during the show.
Yeah, well, T800 doesn't stand for Tony Baloney, okay? So let me tell you something else.
I think the T800 would have his way with you, Tony.
Speaking of which, just Titan, pipe down. This is pipe down. Get it? Okay. Now, let's get into something else. Hey, Fast Crack, you're not off the hook. You be quiet over there.
Fast Crack.
Shit.
Okay? Let me tell you something. You're on the camera, you're off the camera. You're on the camera, you're off the camera. What the fuck is going on? I was enjoying looking at your face, and I was enjoying looking at your shirt. I like your shirt. Anyways, Tornado Tony, better known as Noof Nukem. Yes, I listened to your podcast, and I heard that your name was Tornado Tony. I got that name removed. It wasn't you. It was me. I spoke to Donnie D way back in the day, and he got it removed. You know why? Because there's only one Tornado Tony in the world, right here in my pants. Okay? You know why? The Tornado Tony is right here in my crotch because it gets blown on a daily basis. That's right. Now, one last thing, and this goes for somebody in the chat. Infinite, change your fucking name. The spelling of your name. You say hi to the mag every single week. How am I supposed to respond? I'm in the middle of a show and I look at your fucking name. It's EN3 backwards, silent Z, 4.321 with a TE at the fucking end. Spell it like Halo Infinite. Maybe put a 6-9 at the end of it or something. Jesus Christ. Every time the guy says, hey, Mag, what's going on? And I'm sitting there going, how the fuck am I supposed to respond to this asshole? The guy's got like Morse code for a name. I think it's the nuclear launch codes for the Russian missiles. Anyways, I believe I have a question.
Yeah, you do. Coming in from the one, the only, your biggest fan, I think, the Doctor. He drops $5 in the super chat. This is great show at Noof Nukem. Tony B, check your messages. I don't know. See, must have another one again.
Oh, I just checked the. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
this guy.
Just one second, because I just want to catch up with these before I miss. We also had one from the Percolator. Percolator, sorry, but that missed yours earlier. Just popped in to say hi. Why is Titan Drago here? Noof Nukem, quit feeding him. Hello, Mag. Hope you're well, sir. There you go.
The Mag is doing just fine. Now, thank you, Percolator 9000. I will see you. See you online tomorrow. Anyhow, the doctor leaves me a message. He says, "Hey, Tony B. My goodness, my ex-girlfriend wants to meet me in a park, and I bring her sushi. That's code for touch my asshole in a park, right?" You know, doctor, I believe you're correct. I believe you're correct because I think that sushi in the park is the same thing as Netflix and chill. So I think sushi in the park is touch asshole, and I think Netflix and chill means fuck. So I think you're okay. I think you're fine. I think you should try it. But you know what? I'd be very careful. I don't know how you're going to touch anybody with social distancing. So you better bring yourself a big stick, and you can touch your ass from 6 feet away. Okay, you could do that. Don't forget to wear a mask for more than one reason, apparently. Hey.
Yo, Mike.
Yes.
Or Tony Baloney, I got to say, man, we've seen, like you said, you talk about Fastback being on the camera here tonight. Is it just the kind of coincidence that if you kind of look at him in a hurry here, he kind of reminds you a little bit of George Lucas himself from way back in the day?
He does look like George Lucas.
What?
Hey, George.
Are you his long-lost kid?
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish.
Hey, George Lucas. Let me tell you something. Stop fucking with the original trilogy. Leave it alone. Nobody needs to see digital sock puppets from 1997 in your movies. All right? You can cut it out right now. Does anybody have any questions for Tony Baloney?
I got a question for you there, Tony Baloney. You obviously like Star Wars, so I want to know, which one of those alien chicks would you be banging if you could bang anyone at all?
Fantastic question. I would fuck a Twi'lek. Does anybody know what the Twi'lek is?
Think what that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Twi'lek is one of those girls that, remember the Jabba, he fed her to the Rancor? And she's got those big fucking tentacles. Let me tell you something. There's nothing better than having those tentacles slithering up and down your body as she's kind of like kissing on your neck. And the other thing is, when you're doing doggy style, you can grab those two tentacles and just go like this and just pull back and forth like this, and she can't go anywhere. It's fantastic. It's like pigtails, but even better. That's right.
You turn her over. It's like, is that their saggy tits down your back, or is that your head? Twi'lek banging bodies. Oh boy,
that's right.
There you go.
Twi'lek. I wouldn't feed her no Rancor. I'd feed her to Tony Baloney. That's who I'd feed her to. Yeah. Jabba the Hutt should have had me inside that cage down there. Not even Luke Skywalker would even stand a chance. I'd fuck him too. And I'd be like, hey, Luke, feel the force going through you. I'm
pretty sure the doctor would bend you. I'm pretty sure the doctor would bend you over backwards and feel the power of the dark side.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, for sure. He actually is the Sarlacc pit. Just one big asshole in the middle of the desert with teeth on it. Yes. Fantastic. Any more questions for Tony?
Yeah. Any more questions for Tony Baloney before we get out of here?
I got one.
Do you, Titan?
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
You, what's your most unfavorite STD that you got? What's the worst one out of all of them?
What's the worst one? What are you talking about? They're all a carnival ride. I love them all. I think they're fantastic. Let me tell you something. It gives you something to do every day. I think it's wonderful. Like, every time that you have to go to the bathroom, instead of just going to the bathroom and being boring and just checking your text messages or maybe Candy Crush or whatever the hell you're doing on the toilet,
oh my God.
At least you're wondering how bad the burn is going to be the next time you pee. So, it's a bit of a carnival game. It's kind of fun. So you go, I wonder how the burn's going to feel today. Is it going to be a 4 out of 10 or is it going to be an 8 out of 10? I think it's fantastic. I love all STDs. I think they're wonderful. I do not discriminate against any STDs. Okay? Yes. They all matter to me. That's the way I feel about it.
Dreadpool says, Tony's worst STD is Titan Drago.
Hey, he is. He is my worst STD. Look at him. That little yellow pimple on the top of the screen over there in the corner with that face on it. That's right. It's like a genital hurt. It's like a genital wart right there in the top right of my screen every Tuesday night.
Papa, this is going to hurt.
Hey, Iceman LMH, Caitlin, Psychonauts, welcome. How are you? Hope you're having a good night. Percolator, what's going on? He's giving us the puke logo. We got Axel1324. This is Tony. He's just Schwartz. Weaker now that the force has been cut off from your balls. Is this Schwartz wrong with you, brother?
Let me tell you something. The force is strong down here, okay? The shaft retracts and goes back and forth. It doesn't. Don't worry about it. Okay. Mine is like Darth Maul. It's like having two penises. It goes out sideways like this. I don't need balls anymore. It's unbelievable. Yes, the lightsaber works just fine. Don't worry about it. No, the Schwartz is strong down there. Okay, and the Schwartz, the Force, and everything else. And listen, and if you piss me off, you will feel the Force. Trust me, you will feel it.
That's right.
Any other questions?
He's gonna make you ride the machine behind him with no seat.
That's it.
Oh shit! Oh, great show, man. Hang on. Did I miss one here? I'm pretty sure I missed. Yes. We got the original Next Level Gaming, who didn't shorten his name apparently, and says it in the chat. Drops $5. Thank you, Mr. Mullis, or Mr. Mullet, as Tony Baloney like to call you.
Mike Mullet. What do you want?
I wanted to drop some love for having my NLG brother Chris on, and sorry, Tony, we still couldn't shorten our name.
You know, it's called the keyboard. You could just go on the keyboard and you do this with your fingers. Okay? You do that with your fingers and you could shorten up your name to something funny and something cute. Original Next Level Gaming. It's too long. Maybe you and Infinite should start a show together. Can you imagine trying to do that in the chat? Between those two names, it'd be utterly ridiculous. I'd be sitting there half the night just trying to say, hey. That's it. Trying to figure out those fucking names between the two of them. Unbelievable.
Oh, shit. Assassin Loop, our good friend, she drops $5 and she says, I guess it's not $5, €5. Awesome show and panel. You're all amazing. Lots of fun and giggles. Thank you for cheering me up every week. Thank you, Lupa, for being here.
Love you,
amazing.
Lupa. Everybody, have a great night.
And the one, the only, Royal Boyle 78, he comes in hot with a $4.99 super chat. Great show. Always here to support you guys. Well, thanks you, Mr. Royal Boyle. We greatly appreciate you being here. Great stuff, guys. And Brap is in the house. What's going on, Mr. Basement? There's another guy who needs a short one, right? Basement Radio Arcade Podcast.
Yeah, but he did shorten his name. It's Brap.
That's true. Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Isn't there a character fucking limit for your names? My shit ass.
Yeah, well, Brap is perfectly acceptable. I could say that no problem. Brap. Brap. That's it. It's easy. It's easy to say. It sounds like I'm shooting an Uzi in a Chuck Norris movie. Brap, 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 brap. Yeah, it's no problem. It's easy to say. Everybody else, ridiculous. Infinite. Unbelievable.
Hey, Mr. Kima, what's up? Mr. Kima's here. All right, good stuff. Well, we're going to close out the show here right now. There's a few more topics I don't think we'll get to. They're not really all that important. But anyway, this was an amazing show. The chat was absolutely dynamite. Once again, always count on you guys. Best out there. Like I said, I think even Fastback acknowledged it earlier that this chat is just great. No trolls, never had a kick in it. It's pretty good when you don't even have the moderated chat because everybody's just on the level. That's phenomenal. Much love to you guys. You're awesome. Like I said, the unsung MVPs each and every week. But Fastback, we really enjoyed having you here and can't wait for your return. We love what you had to say and love to hearing your story about Star Wars and all that good stuff. And we'll definitely have you back in the future. Maybe we'll get you and a few of your other NLG brothers in on the show at the same time. It'd be nice to get all three of you guys, as a matter of fact, on one show
fun.
at the same time.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Then maybe Tony Baloney can convince Mike to shorten his name. live on there.
Awesome.
And I think about it too. I have OG NOG, which is shorter, but still, I wouldn't want to type my fucking name in the chat on the mobile. So I mean, it's easier on PC, right? You just go there.
That's right.
So yeah. But no, this has been great, dude. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And like I said, Noof, I've been following you for a long time.
That's true.
I think I'm trying to remember if the first time I saw you either was on Console Corner or BGST. I can't remember where you first showed up.
We go way back because I remember that. That's like years ago. I remember because you'd be in the chats and stuff, and I'd acknowledge you. And I don't know which one it was. Your
gaming knowledge and just you have a good attitude with gaming. You call it out, which is how you see it. But we've seen people give you shit over the years, but it's like you know what, fuck them. I mean, it doesn't matter. You enjoy gaming. We give our opinion, but nobody here takes it serious. In the end, we all just have fun, and you see it in your chat. You guys have fostered a badass podcast. You guys have fun. You have the Tony Baloney, Titan Drago. I can't remember what do you call yourself? You have a name for your skit or
Drago's Corner?
Drago's Corner, right? So, and then of course the Arnold and I just love it, dude. And I'm just glad you guys bring this every week. And you're just asking people to show up, have fun. So
The only way to be even better, Fastback, is if you maybe your name was changed and we called you Fast Crack, and then we get you on the show, and I was asking where can I buy it because I need some of that right now. I want to get out of here. Let's go, Fast Crack.
if you want to call it Fast Crack in the Back, that's fine.
Good shit, man. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, let people know where they can catch up with you, your content channel, all that good stuff. Shout out to your brothers over there.
Well, you can catch me on the original Next Level Gaming every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And every once in a while, you might catch me on the Indie Game Show when he does it on a Saturday. So, but other than that, and of course, Twitter, Xbox, Fastback6768. So, you see me online playing you might see me in HCK playing Outriders and so on. Jump in the chat. And one of these days I need to jump on your gaming night, but I work a lot of weekends too. So
yeah,
but yeah, love it, appreciate it.
Great stuff. Well, like I said, we look forward to having you back, man. Thanks for being here, indeed. And yes, and let's get over to the panel, and let's start out with the one, the only, the man we call the Mag. Mag, let people know what's happening with you, where they can catch up with you.
Well, yes, guys, it was a great show as always. Fastback, it was awesome to have you here. Infinite, I'm just messing around with you. And Mike, Mike, I love you, brother. I think you're awesome. I can't wait to listen to your show on Thursday. And Titan, always a good sport. Noof, always a good sport. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at The Middle Age Game Guy. That's with a GY at the end. And, of course, you can find me here every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, with Titan Drago, Noof Nukem on Gaming After Dark, and you can find me Monday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends on Primetime Gaming on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. You can follow me at all one word, all capitals, because I don't know how to be quiet. I am the Mag. Yes, you can follow me there. And yes, on Twitter, I once in a while I get some antics going. You can check out some of my ridiculous little videos and vignettes that I do. And as for YouTube had to get, because of COVID again, everything had to go on hold. So I'm going to be revisiting that in the fall. So I'll be working on something there with Pulse Music Media. But anyways, until then, gentlemen, it was a great show as always, and we will see you guys all next Tuesday night.
All right. And last but not least, our co-panel member who brings the comment back. The Sand says he put the corner in the corner for this week, but it will be back in fine form. I love the new idea, and that is basically getting new, fresh voices on the show and to go up against Titan Drago. There's only so many times that Tony Baloney wants to defend his crown. After a while, he's just gotta take a seat. Once in a while, get the guy a break. So anyway, Titan, let people know where they can catch up with you, your content, and anything else you got going on, my brother.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Hey, summer's coming up, and when that summer break comes around from school, I'll probably be posting up some more content on YouTube. I can't do it now. I've just got too much stuff going on between Smite and work, and the kids and family. So, but you know what? Find me on Twitter at Titan Drago, and I'll tell you what. I was gonna punish the chat this week. I was gonna give you all homework, but you could all thank the doctor. I was going to have you guys have to write Titan Drago is the best 500 times for, the terrible voting that happened last week. But the doctor is winning the Common Back to Sense Award this week with one simple chat. And that sentence was, Titan was robbed. And that saved you all, so you could go ahead and thank the doctor whenever you want. And he is my Common Sense Award winner for the week. And till next week, everybody, don't forget to bring the common back to sense.
And I'll try to keep my outro short and sweet as best I can. First off, Community Game Night this Saturday at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, that is 7 Central. We are going to be doing Call of Duty Warzone, or not Warzone, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I know Titan loves that game and likes to play. We always get a pretty good turnout for that one. Should be a lot of fun this weekend on Saturday, guys. So hopefully you can take an hour or two out of your evening. Come out, join them the fun. Get involved with Community Game Night. It's absolute blast. Even if you suck at the game, Community Game Nights never suck because we always have a good time, whether you're on the top of the podium or at the bottom. Everybody's having a laugh. We're having a good time, and that's what it's all about. No cheating, no BS that you get with all the rest of it. Everybody's having a good time. So keep that in mind. That's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's the only game I picked for this weekend because hopefully we'll have some really good rounds on that one. You never get tired of the Gulag Showers. Yes, one in the chamber on Gulag Showers, man. If you haven't played that mode on that fucking map, you haven't played that.
Oh
That gets absolute insanity. It's hilarious. It is always fun to see who's going to win when you do that on that game. So yeah, hopefully somebody can, you guys can come out and support and join up with that. So all you need to do to get in on Community Gamers, to get this question a lot, is add Noof Nukem on Xbox, just like you see my name, Noof Nukem. I open the party up before the game starts, and you just jump in. You don't have to sit there and wait for your invite. Jump in the party. It's open, and all are welcome. So if I didn't want you there, I'd have it closed and invite only. So it's open. Just jump in. Just add me and jump in. That's all there's. So hopefully you just got a mic. That's the main thing. Well, Cerebral Paul, I've heard for the right money, Noof Nukem will suck in the showers. What the hell? Oh, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. I know I don't swing that way, Paul.
Is he
I'm sorry.
offering? Is he offering?
Yeah, you offering, Paul? I hear you can get down pretty low there, bro.
He wants you to create that scene Arnold did in the steam room, and what was it?
Oh yeah.
What movie was that?
Red
Raw
Heat.
Heat. Oh, was it Red Heat?
Is it Red Heat or Raw Deal?
Raw
Deal or
Deal,
Red
I
Heat?
think. I think it was Red Heat was
I
when he
thought it
played
was
the
Red
Russian.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, because in
Yeah,
Red Heat
Raw
didn't
Deal
he
was a
have
different
didn't he
one.
have a steam room scene in Red Heat with Jim
Yeah,
Belushi or whatever?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to come out to the shower. He's going to get something wrong, right? Oh, shit. And last but not least, just want to say a big thank you to everyone who was able to come out and check out the brand new podcast, Good Morning Xbox, this past Sunday morning. We actually had a pretty good turnout, even better than any of us could have expected. It's a lot of familiar faces. It was good to see the sport. I know a lot of people couldn't catch it live, and that's cool. But for those of you who did manage to catch it live, guess what? Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a little podcast where I'm going to do a draw tomorrow night. For all of those people who were in that chat, I've got every single name that was there. I'm going to do 2 draws, one for a 1 month free Xbox Game Pass. There you go. Noof Nukem is giving away Game Pass. How about that?
You ain't using it.
I ain't using it. So I got 1 month free Game Pass, which ain't the best, but hey, it's 1 month. Still, it's better than nothing. But lastly, I'm going to be also giving away a game of your choice. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow night. So 2 draws. Be there for that. You don't have to be there live. Make sure that hopefully you got me added on Twitter or added on Xbox, because if you're the winner, I'm going to be reaching out, and hopefully I can get a hold of you. And that's on behalf of us all at Good Morning Xbox, a little giveaway there tomorrow night. So just as a way of saying thank you to the people who came out, for us, not because we did a giveaway. People that came out did not even know I was giving away anything. And if you aren't familiar with that particular podcast and my panel, just want to give them a quick shout out. One is in the chat tonight. Actually, there's 2 in the chat tonight. We have Axel1324. We have Cerebral Paul. We got Cool Cat Terry. We got Scrub Nurse, and we got Eternal Shaddai. We got a very diverse and amazing panel. Like I said, it was a great startup. Can't wait to do more. This Sunday will sort of be our first official podcast per se, where we have some structure. The other day was just kind of a get to know us kind of deal, and kind of a that sort of stuff. So anyway, guys, I won't bore you guys any longer. I want to let these cats get out of here for the night. So on behalf of us all, hope you enjoyed a good show. Papa Woody, we had a great laugh from you earlier, so thanks for that fantastic graphic. Titan Drago knows what a fleshlight looks like, and I think he's on the way to buy one off of Amazon. There you go. That's what's in Titan's corner. All right, guys. Great stuff. We'll see you next week. Again, thanks to Fastback. Thanks to my amazing panel. See you next week, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, everybody.
It was a good picture, though, because, all the nuts were bringing the common back to sense.